What's going on, everybody? Let's make sure we can hear me loud and clear first and foremost, because I am extremely troubled tonight and we need to talk about it. Let's first test the sound and make sure everybody can hear me clearly before I even get into this whole thing. Can everyone hear me? Everyone hear me loud and proud? This is important. Okay, something we need to talk about really quick here is this. I don't know if you guys are aware, but as a part of this settlement, Trump dropping his $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS, right? The DOJ is giving a bunch of perks, right? One of these perks is the U.S. government is forever barred from examining or prosecuting Donald Trump, his sons, and the Trump Organization for any tax issues, including interest, legal fees, and anything that was previously raised or could be raised. That is a level of corruption that is unprecedented. This isn't some separate fucking side deal. This is a specific term written into the same settlement. Same settlement that also created the $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. And includes an apology to Donald Trump. The IRS ban is baked into this settlement. Think about this. The IRS can audit me years from now if they find any fraud or any underreporting on my taxes. They can come after me whenever they feel like. They can come after you whenever they feel like. But the president's own Justice Department, his own Justice Department, wrote in a special clause that says, for this one family in the United States, those rules don't apply anymore. Folks, this is as corrupt as it gets. For this one family, the IRS can no longer investigate. No retroactive audits, no interest, no penalties, no accountability for anything that the IRS could raise in the future. Not now, not in 5 years, not in 20 years, folks. I mean, I'm deeply troubled by this. This is insane. This is precedent. And that's why I bring this up. It's the government telling the world that if you get telling us specifically, if you get enough power, you can use the Justice Department to legally shield your own finances from the very agency that's supposed to enforce tax code. People, if that's the case, you don't have separate branches of government. You don't have equal accountability. I mean, that's as bad as it gets. That's as corrupt as it gets. But this is just another example of this Justice Department protecting the President of the United States and shielding him from criminal prosecution. You should be sick to your stomach. If you're not sick to your stomach, then there's something wrong with you. Absolutely disgusting. Clearly, there's something to hide. Otherwise, you wouldn't finesse that into the agreement. Again, this would apply 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now. It does not matter. The IRS is barred from going after not just Donald Trump, but his family and his organization because of this agreement. But Trump supporters will argue this guy's not corrupt. He wants what's best for the country. He's using his position, and this is a clear example, using his position to advance his own interests, business-wise. That's sick. Majorly sick. Now, the question becomes, can this be undone? This is something that a lot of people are probably thinking right now. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to be easy. I saw someone in here earlier saying, can the next president just undo this? No, it's not something that can just be flipped on a whim. In the clause, specifically that clause, as a part of this agreement, they made sure to include that any modifications only with the written agreement of both parties, meaning Trump and the government would have to sign on to any modification. They just basically gave Trump tax immunity, his son's tax immunity, and his business tax immunity for the remainder of their lives. And the Trump organization, the remainder of its existence. Pick and Grin 1, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Pick and Grin. Man, this has me fucking heated. Of course, there's a Trump supporter in the chat asking about my sexual preferences. That's nothing new. The house is glass. The house is glass. So the other option is Congress could try and pass a law. This is what I was thinking earlier as well. Worst case scenario, Democrats get a hold of Congress. They can pass a law that kind of limits the executive branch's settlement, box it in a sense. But then you're going to have some kind of huge political fight. But I think that's probably the what they attempt to do. But it's permanent in practice. So don't be under the assumption this can just be changed by a future president. How? As I just explained. The DOJ basically added a new term to the agreement that the federal government is barred and precluded from bringing IRS claims against Trump, his family, or his businesses. Forever barred is the language in the agreement. That covers any tax-related crimes, disputes, up to the date of the settlement. And believe me, there's a lot there. Oh, God, man. Sick. Absolutely fucking sick. And there's a lot there. Because you know these sons have absolutely violated tax code. You know Trump has done it as well. Whatever. More corruption. That's all there is to it. Moving on today, we're going to find out about Thomas Massie. A lot of people are talking about this, his fate in today's primaries. Has it, really quick, in fact, let me pull up the phone lines and try and make sure we have availability, because I see there's some Trump supporters in the chat saying some weird sexual shit, so usually that means they want to call me. They're interested. Are you and Tom or about it? God, they're so obvious, aren't they?
Hello?
Hi, yes. Did you call Adam Cray?
Yes, Nancy. How are you?
I'm good, you little cuck. What do you want?
This is Randall from the other day. Do you remember me?
No.
We spoke.
Are you a Trump supporter?
I was, so that's why I'm calling back. Remember I told you my dad is a political figure? You probably know him. We spoke at length.
Probably. I don't know. What's up?
Oh, yeah, you probably saw him. So basically, I was a Trump supporter, right? And I still support him as a person, and I hope he gets salvation and absolvement for all his sins. But
do you have me on speaker or something? Why does it sound like you're in a bathroom? You got to come closer.
I am in the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Can you come closer to the phone? Take me off speaker.
Yes, I have a Bluetooth. Is this better?
Yeah, I don't like Bluetooth. Take that off. All right, what's up?
Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah, no. So basically, after that long talk we had last time, remember I told you my dad is an anti-Zionist, Israeli, whatever person, like a public figure, and you said you probably knew him, and I said you probably do. I'm not going to dox myself. Whatever. That's neither here or there. Mm-hmm. But I kept pushing for, like, hey, Trump's not that bad. Trump's not that bad. I agreed with everything you said, and then I did some digging, right, on all the things you said. I went back on my laptop and checked, and I officially drew that line in the sand. I am no longer a Trump supporter. I am no longer a Republican. I denounce everything I ever said before, and denounce Trump for everything he's done as a person and politically.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's what you need to do. So
yeah, I just wanted to show you that your words and that your presence here and has the butterfly effect and reverberates in ways that you may not even know.
I appreciate you going through and fact-checking it, dude. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, take care. We have a couple of other numbers here. 847.
Hello?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
No.
Okay, I'm looking to speak to Trump supporters. What's up?
Oh, when did I call you?
Just now, you called me.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You didn't call me. You called Adam. On YouTube?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So, would you like me to transfer you over to him?
No, thank you.
Okay, well...
I'm done now.
Well, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say that I agree with him.
Oh, okay, dude. All right, well, I'll let Adam know.
All right.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Take care. Um, 847, let's see, 980. It's the last one. These three called while I was talking. Guys, would appreciate contributing to the gifting goal if you are.
Your call has
happy
been
I'm on
forwarded
this
to
evening.
voicemail.
Let's leave a
The
message
person
for
you're
this
trying to
person.
reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, this is Nancy. I'm just calling back to see if you wanted to speak to Adam. If you're not interested, don't call back, but just calling to see if you were interested. Have a great day.
Fuck, I fucked the voice up, dude. I went too high and then I realized I couldn't go back down because then they would be able to tell I'm adjusting my voice. Nancy's voice is not that high. Nancy's voice is,
Hello? Hi. Did you call in and speak with Adam? Okay. I just have to ask you 3 quick questions.
that's Nancy's voice. Nancy's voice is not that fucking high. If you are a Trump supporter, you can call in 908-652-3703. If you are a Trump supporter, call in 908-652-3703. Let's see. We're going to pull this up here. Char City, thank you for the gift. Appreciate it, Char City. Let me pull this up here. I want to make sure we're keeping track of this here because we got a lot of news. Dude, AIPAC. How much did AIPAC spend on this Thomas Massie election? How much did AIPAC spend on this Thomas Massie election? They don't want Thomas Massie to win.
Correspondent John Glasgow, who is live in Kentucky with the very latest. John?
Let's check in.
Yeah, great to be both with you. And this is the 4th congressional district. All eyes on this district right now because you've got Trump-backed Ed Galrine versus Congressman Thomas Massie. And I mean, there's been a lot of money poured into this race. You can see all the signs here behind me of all of the different money that's been put into this race. $30 million. We know that President Trump does not want Congressman Massie to be on the ballot in November. So he's attacking him online yet again. Watch.
I'm in the Oval Office, and we're in a fight against the worst congressman in the history of our country. His name is Thomas Massie. He's from Kentucky. I hope you're going to put him out of business.
So Congressman Massie has held this seat since 2012. Former farmer and former Navy SEAL Ed Galrine is challenging Massie in this GOP primary. It's a historic race. It's become the most expensive congressional primary in U.S. history. Had a chance to talk with some voters who say that they have never seen so many voters come out for a primary. Watch.
And if you were to drive around the Grange, you may see, who he is going against. His signs places. Very few houses, right? Very few houses that have it. So it's one of those things. I think the money that goes into social media, the elections are different now.
That is for damn sure. Kathy, thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Kathy. Melanie Smith, 8963. Thank you for becoming a tadpole. Let's frickin' go, dude. You like when I do that, Maria? Thank you. I know someone else up here joined Kat, too. Thank you for becoming a tadpole earlier. Appreciate you. I don't know what you're saying. Pushing the ballroom? I don't know, but Trump definitely doesn't want Massie to win.
President Trump, he's pushing for Galrine to win this primary to help get the votes on his policies. Massie has voted with the Democrats against Trump on the border wall, Iran, and the big, beautiful bill. Here's what
the big, beautiful bill Trump
he had to say.
They tried to buy my vote for 14 years, and it was never for sale. Now they're trying to buy a seat here in Kentucky.
Yep.
I think they underestimated the reserve price of my constituents.
If we do not take advantage of this narrow window of opportunity we have, history will punish us with President Trump and the leadership team he's arrayed. And the way that works is they punish us through our kids and our grandkids.
So the voters here have an option between an independent voice from the GOP party.
I can't believe more people didn't make a big deal out of the fact that Pete Hegseth was campaigning in the middle of a war. Like, nobody said anything about it. Nobody cared. Like, Pete Hegseth is the Secretary of War. He's campaigning in the middle of a war. Like, what the fuck? That's the most bonkers shit.
And also Ed Galrine, who is going to back a lot of Trump's policies. Now, we had a chance to talk to some of these voters and ask them whether or not that's important to them. Watch this.
I voted for Thomas Massey. I feel like he's genuine and honest, and I know there's been a lot of talk like, oh, he didn't vote for these certain bills, but I feel like
he didn't vote exactly the way Trump wanted him to. He didn't vote for the Trump agenda on every single issue. He's a rhino. Don't vote for him.
A lot of people don't realize is sometimes in certain bills there's hidden things.
Do you think Massey represents what you stand for?
I do. Again, for me, I appreciate the fact of his.
He's also the co-author of the Epstein Transparency Act. Don't forget that.
Standing on his principles. There's just not a lot of people. I feel like there's not a lot of people involved that are just that.
You and Massey, yeah. Can I ask why?
Yeah, just because we are against him.
So the polls close here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Now, if you look at the polls, well, it's very close. We did hear a lot of support here for Congressman Thomas Massey. They say that they like that he's standing up for the things that they believe are important to the state. However, if you look at how close this race is, it really could come down to the wire. We'll wait to see what happens next here, guys. Send it back to you.
All right, John, thank you.
Laura Loomer's such a goof. Let's take a look in here. What do we have? Oh, did Massey comment today? Oh, he did. He just spoke.
Well, there's a primary today in Kentucky, and Congressman Thomas Massey is running for re-election. He joins us now. And, sir, thank you for your time. Good morning to you in the few minutes we have left here. President Trump wants you to lose. Have you met your match?
No, I'm not running against President Trump. Most of the people voting for me support President Trump like I do. And so
they want to make it about that, right? Trump knows that. He wants to get MAGA
endorsements
together.
that I've gotten are from the pro-life groups, the pro-Second Amendment groups, because my opponent, he won't debate. He won't fill out the forms to say where he is on abortion, where he is on gun control. And so I've also got the local elected leaders and the state reps endorsing me. I've got U.S. reps from Congress coming to my district and campaigning with me because I'm the conservative and I'm running against an AI candidate without the I. He's created AI ads. He does his social media posts with AI, and he hasn't been to a single debate. He skipped all 8 of them. He's terrified of debating, and people don't know who he is. There's no enthusiasm for him. I did 3 events yesterday. Each of them, every one of them.
No, people want to dismiss the Laura Loomer Trump rumors. No, I think there's legitimate. But if you guys didn't hear, there's actually a lot of talk about Donald Trump is actually having an affair with an aide. I think it is. I don't know if you guys have heard this recently. What's her name? Apparently, this is one of the reasons Melania was mad. She went on the trip. Melania didn't go to China, right? That's it. It's Natalie Harp, a close aide who helps manage Trump's online presence. This was an article by Yahoo, right, that broke that said Secret Service freaked out by Trump's adoring female aide. I'll put a picture of her up here. If you guys might be familiar or not.
Call from
Joe Biden.
What do you want?
Hey, Adam, how you doing?
Talking to you, not great. What?
Hey, I got a question for you, Adam.
I know, you always do.
So, say we had a base in Iran, right? Say we had a base, and we were controlling the territory, huh?
Okay.
And say, we wanted to get the... Oh, I almost swore on your show. Sorry, almost. But we wanted to get the heck out of Dodge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how would you feel if Trump left billions of dollars in equipment at said base.
Are you going to keep asking me these weird
and
hypotheticals?
terrorists got a hold of it. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's an easy question to answer, but are you going to keep thinking that you have like these gotcha
Yeah,
questions?
Adam, what would your thoughts be on that? Would you support it?
Yeah, I would, because there's multiple reasons why that happened. Number one, it would have cost way more to try and bring that equipment back. Number two, most of that equipment.
would it cost too
Can
much?
you, guy? You asked me a question. Now you're interrupting me.
The government
Hold on.
that
You
makes
asked
tons of
me a
money
question about the.
that can afford to send the Taliban $5 billion.
You asked.
It
Do I
costs
need to mute
too
you?
much?
Do I need to mute you?
Adam, come
You
on.
gonna let me
Really,
finish or
that's
not?
your defense? It
Are you gonna
costs
let me
too much?
finish? You asked me a
Come
question.
on,
You gonna
man.
shut up? Do I have to hang
Come
up
on,
on you?
man.
Are you
Well,
going to
it
shut
costs
up
too
and
much.
let me
We had to
finish,
leave
or
it.
am I hanging up on you? Which one
We
do you
had
want?
to let them do parades.
Are you
It costs
going
too
to
much.
shut up and let me
It
finish,
costs
or
too
am
much
I
to
hanging
take
up
our
on you?
stuff back, leave
Are
our
you
Black
going
Hawk
to let
helicopters,
me respond
our
or
goggles,
not?
Our weapons, our ammunition.
I mean, they asked me a question, right? They want me to respond, and then they're scared that I'm going to be able to answer the question. Yes, I can answer the question. No, it's not difficult to answer. You need to shut up. First of all, it costs way more to bring that equipment home. Number two, we've always done this historically. This is not uncommon. We did this in Vietnam. We've done this in every war. Number three, most of that equipment was destroyed. And number four, most importantly, right, they do not have the equipment or the technology or the training to update that equipment, right? For maintenance, there's maintenance required that they clearly can't maintain. I don't know if you saw their most recent parade, but they were driving mini bikes. I'm not concerned about equipment that was left behind in Afghanistan. I thought that went out the window. The Republicans over here thinking they're going to fly a helicopter into the United States with a bomb. It's the dumbest shit ever. We've always done this. It costs way too much to try and bring that equipment home. We destroy most of it on the way out, and they do not have the technology to attempt to maintain that equipment. Guy, why do you ask questions, and then not shut up when I'm talking?
Well, I was listening, and
That's good. I don't give a fuck what you were doing, right? It's that simple. I gave you a chance to shut up and let me talk, and you didn't do it. So really quick, let me bring up this. I don't know if you guys have heard this. I'm going to read this article from Yahoo. I know there's a lot of news, so I'm trying to keep you guys updated. So please pay attention. This was pretty recent, okay? Linda, thank you for the $1 super chat before I get in this. And Laura, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's get into this rumor here published by Yahoo News back in February of 2025. The Secret Service became concerned about a female Trump aide to the point where they considered her a potential danger to herself as well as to the president. This is about Harp. The New York Times reported in November, who was referred to by colleagues as the human printer because she followed Trump around with a portable printer to give him printouts of information to spare him from looking at screens. Penned adoring letters to Trump in 2023 that unnerved people in his orbit. She allegedly wrote in a letter, "You are all that matters to me. I don't ever want to let you down, and I want to bring you joy." A spokesperson for Trump at the time said Harp, 34 years old, was trusted and valued and praised her work ethic and dedication in supporting Trump's campaign. According to Wolf, Harp's fixation was an open secret among Trump's staff, who found it concerning. The alleged aggressiveness of her attention also became a security concern. Trump was nevertheless dismissive about there being an issue. Now, more rumors coming out that this same person, Natalie Harp, is, I guess, having an affair. Same person. Because Natalie Harp went to China with Trump. Natalie Harp went to China with Trump. Do you know who didn't go? Bueller, Melania Trump. She stayed behind in the United States. So there are rumors out there that there is a potential affair going on there with this person who is fixated, according to the Secret Service leak. I can't imagine being fixated with Trump, but it does exist because I've talked to people that are. So thank you so much, Wendy, for being a member for 15 months. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Big yikes. Big yikes. So let's read this here before I get back to this Massey stuff really quick. And guys, I would appreciate contributing to the gift and goal. Helps push the live out into the algorithm. Helps support the live. Meet the Woman. This is the Independent. Meet the Woman reportedly behind some of Trump's most biggest and controversial truth social rants. Somebody asked me the other day, do you think it's Stephen Miller? Natalie Harp is this person who compiles screenshots of social media posts from allies. When you see Donald Trump posting AI images of him pushing the big red button or doing any of those things, that comes from Natalie Harp. That comes from Natalie Harp. Mark Evans, why don't you call in real quick? I know you're afraid to actually have a conversation. Why don't you call in real quick, Mark? Give a quick buzz, Mark. Andy, thank you for the $5 super chat. Why was Melania so excited when Donald Trump became president? Because she can call herself the first lady instead of the third wife. That's probably true. I'm not sure she ever was excited. I think she long hasn't. I think they go back and forth in their relationship. But regardless, it's obviously a contractual agreement. I mean, I don't think she ever fell in love. But thank you, Andy. Appreciate it. Bradley says, God bless President Trump and God bless our military. That's deeply disturbing, dude. That is deeply disturbing. I disagree with you. Why don't you call in? Why don't you call in, Bradley? Why don't you call in, Bradley? So Massey fires back at Trump just an hour ago over the Kentucky GOP primary. Donald Trump doesn't want Massey to win. Went in guns blazing here. Here's Massey about 50 minutes ago, an hour ago.
Attendees than the Secretary of War's event.
No, this was this morning. There was one 24 minutes ago. I'll play that as well.
Tells you where the polling's at. They're panicked because the president's done 11 posts about this race in the last 72 hours, and they sent the Secretary of War. Their polling shows the same thing as mine. We're probably going to pull this off.
Okay, all right, we'll see about that. We're watching carefully. Ed Gowrine is your opponent. He's a dairy farmer. You're a cattle farmer. Ed Gowrine was with us yesterday and said the following.
These folks are moving to remove Misrepresentative Massey from Congress. At every turn, he has betrayed us. Nearly 85% of this district voted for President Trump in the 2024 primary.
Add on to the numbers. President Trump won your district over Kamala Harris by 75%. And he's gone after you in a big way. You know, back in March, he was in your town campaigning against you. He says he doesn't like the fact that you voted against the big, beautiful bill.
Republicans absolutely hate when you actually read the legislation they're trying to pass instead of just bootlick MAGA and pass whatever they want to. They can't stand it. Same reason they don't like Rand Paul. Same reason they don't like any Republican that actually reads the flaws in their bills.
Bill, which included tax cuts. How do you defend that vote?
Well, listen, that's the problem in D.C. They put everything in one giant bill. They put funding back in for the transgender surgery for kids. So I'm actually the only Republican who voted against that. They like to put it all in one giant bill. So if you ever vote against it, they can say that you voted against everything.
I love watching Republicans eat each other alive. It's satisfying to me.
Reality is I voted for the SAVE Act when it comes up individually. I voted for border control, DHS, the wall, all of the things that the president wants. I voted to keep men out of women's sports in the Olympics. I passed that out of my committee, my Judiciary Committee. What they're doing is they're taking these big giant bills, which everybody hates back in America, and they're trying to blame you for anything that's in there. But guess what? I'm the only guy up there that didn't vote to fund Planned Parenthood this last time. I'm the only guy up there that didn't vote to fund...
Damn, Massey sounds fucking worried. I'm not even going to lie. Somebody just sent me this clip. So apparently Trump talked about the ballroom
Health
today.
insurance isn't health.
stood outside the ballroom construction too and took questions from reporters. I guess. I didn't see this yet. Did anyone see this?
If you look up at...
See if we could bring this up. See if we could bring this up without 900 fucking commercials popping up. Now 900 people will say, skip the ad. If there's an ad that pops up, skip the ad. Do you guys ever do this bizarre anti-diabetes trick? If you try it and your blood sugar doesn't drop, then you know it doesn't work. You know what I mean? He'll send you $1,000 cash, bro. Jesus, I can't. Every time I do this, people start spamming, skip the ad. Skip the ad. I think I can do this. Watch. Settings. Audio. Bet you guys can't hear it now, right? Can you guys hear it now? You guys can't hear it, right? Tell me if you guys can still hear it. You can't hear it. Good. I muted it so you guys didn't have to complain. And then when it comes back on, I'll bring up the audio. See how easy that is? Dude, the commercial's still going. Holy shit. It is insane how they have this set up, dude. These commercials are bonkers. Who the hell sits here? This is like a boomer scam. Only somebody completely disconnected from reality would sit here and watch this AI old man talking about pouring hot water on his feet to soothe his bunions. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. Holy shit, a 4-minute commercial of just bullshit AI slop. This is the reality of our fucking country now. Even the commercials have gotten worse, folks. It's all AI bullshit now. All of it. All commercials are AI slop now. Have you had bunions? I don't know. Have you? Are you offering to, like, what? Come over and massage them or something? Little weirdo? Guys, I'm not explaining OBS to people who have never used OBS, okay? I know, I'm sick of the AI slop too. It's disgusting. But apparently this clip is worth it, so. How do you not know what, Goofy? Ew. Listen, stop talking about your bunions in the chat, guys. I'm not interested. It's the one place I'm not willing to go is your bunions. Apparently, he stood outside of the ballroom today. That's true, Evil. That's true, bro. Apparently, this is worth it. Trump stands outside and talks about the military hospital. Did you guys hear about the military hospital that's going underneath this ballroom, too? They're literally building the end of the world White House because they know what's inevitable, what's coming. How do you like your onions? Medium rare. As I'm not explaining OBS, like I said. If you've never used OBS, you're not going to understand, so there's no point trying to explain it. This is a vertical plugin for OBS. If you don't know what that means, it's not worth
So
it.
if
All right,
you
here we
look
go.
up at the top, you'll see some interesting things, and I'll show that to you in a second. You want to grab that, please?
Here we go. Tell me if you guys
I'll
can
show
hear
that to you
this in a second here.
It's the facade of the building. There will never be another building like this built.
Let me know if you guys can hear
I built
it.
a lot of great things, but there will never be anything like this built. And what we have is the roof is dead flat with absolutely nothing but strength on it. It's very strong.
Let me know when you
steel.
guys can hear it, please,
It's
so we can listen.
drone-proof, and it's meant for our military to be able to stay on it. You get a view of Washington. Also, for the drone building capacity, some of that takes place right down here. You can see the very large piping and the other things. It's a very complex building. It's all knit together. The roof goes with the ground floor. The ground floor goes with the roof. The roof also goes down into the basement. Everything is connected, intertwined. Elevators.
This is the
heating, air
Doomsday
conditioning.
White House, folks.
It's one building. That's why we're trying to explain that. This is one well-knit building. One thing doesn't work without the other. Very importantly, though, in terms of the beauty, probably the closest thing to this would be the U.S. Supreme Court, the facade of the U.S. Supreme Court. So here's a couple of things you can look at. How are you? All right. There will never be another thing like this, I don't believe, built from a cost
No, I
standpoint.
didn't, Linda.
This is all my money and donors' money. This is tax-free. So everyone's talking about they're going to give money, they're going to give money. The money they're going to give is really for the security of that and the whole White House premises. And I guess you probably need that nowadays. We've done the fencing on the outside of the White House. It's all titanium. You see the black fencing. That's been just done recently. And it was approved originally by me, and it's been completed, and it's very powerful.
Rory, thank you
Very
so much for
powerful.
the
A
Venmo,
tractor,
bro.
a bulldozer cannot knock it over. It goes down deep, and it's titanium, which is the strongest of all of the metals, much stronger than steel, as an example. The ballroom is all, it's going to be a tremendous thing. As an example, what happened a couple of weeks ago at the White House Correspondents' Center could not happen here. One thing that we have is we don't have people living above it. We don't want that.
It's for the end of the world, folks. They're going to be in a bunker while we're dying.
Right down next to where the convention or whatever it may be is. So this is a room that's been wanted for 150 years by presidents. We have no room to have an event. The only way you can have an event is if you build a tent on the lawn, and the tent would not.
And then they're going to
do
go in the
job. And by the
ballroom
way,
and
if it
have
rains
chicken
here,
frame
because
change.
this is built on a wetland, the lawn is impossible to deal with. The water goes over
And
everybody's
steak
shoes. It
tartare
literally goes over the
while
shoes.
you're scrounging
So,
for food.
and they've had a lot of catastrophes with the tent. So we have this, and if you take a look at this section, this is the different facade. So this is a Greek.
Oh my God.
More or less, it comes out of Greece. This is the ultimate facade for Greece. This faces the Treasury building. This is a different facade. That's Rome. And that faces the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, etc. So you have two facades. Primarily, you have two entrances. You have here, you have here. But the primary entrance is through the White House, directly through the White House. And it's really something. I think you can see the complexity. All of these columns go directly up to the roof. And the roof is a barrier. It's a shield because it's made out of, the sidewalls are steel, impenetrable steel, and also impenetrable glass. The glass is approximately 4 inches thick. And yet it's amazing. You can see through it as though it didn't exist. It's amazing. And it can stop just about anything. Just about
Hear what
anything.
they're saying?
On the other side of the glass, we have steel and concrete, so that the glass
They're
is
prepping for it
very
right in
powerful.
front of our
What's
faces,
holding the
folks.
glass is equally as powerful, and that's here. You can see they're just about ready to go up to the top. All of these columns, they go directly right to the roof of the building. And again, we call it a drone port. It's set up for unlimited numbers of drones. Purposely, we don't have any air conditioning equipment up there because we don't want anything coming down through the pipes. If anybody gets, normally you'd have a lot of air conditioning equipment on the roof. We built it all inside the building, inside the case of the building, because we don't want to have anything having to do with air or air quality or any problems playing with the air. So you'll notice it's a dead flat roof with no equipment on it. All of the equipment is inside of the building, and that's for safety reasons. Normally you'd do it a lot less expensive. You'd do it a different way. So all of this was paid for by myself. And
This isn't just a bunker, you doofus.
We are making a gift of this boy. This is a gift. This is not going to be paid for by the taxpayer.
Military hospital.
We have a judge that thinks it's a terrible thing that we're making a gift.
a laboratory.
He said it's terrible that we're making a gift that should be paid for by the taxpayer. That's one I've never heard before, but I'm sure maybe, I don't know, maybe he doesn't understand. This is a gift to the United States of America. And more than a gift, it's going to be one of the most beautiful buildings that's ever been built in the country or in Washington, D.C. So here's the other facade.
Make sure you pay double so other people don't have to pay.
These great classical buildings, they're taken out of different parts of the world from very glamorous times. This is Rome. They like the flat roof. Greece likes they call it the triangles, and you see that. This is a porch that looks out over the city. Also, it's developed in such a way that we can have military there, but the entire roof is developed for military. They're very high. They're higher than just about anything else. They have a 360-degree vision of Washington, D.C. They have a massive drone capacity. Not only is it drone-proof, if a drone hits it, it bounces off. It won't have any impact. But it's also meant as a drone port, so it protects all of Washington, the roof of the building. Okay?
I told you this was
now,
insane.
Does anybody have any questions? If you want, you can take, I think you can bring your camera down, but you might want to take a look at the complexity. These are all different rooms down here. They're building a hospital. They're building, it's a military hospital. They're building all sorts of research facilities, also meeting rooms and rooms that go hand in hand for the military, using the ballroom. And the ballroom is really a shield and protecting all of the things that are built here. This goes, as you see, it's already up to the ground. This goes down very deep. You get a better view right over here. This is down because we've already done these floors. But these are already down 2 floors. That is down about 6 stories deep. That's big stuff. Normally when you build a ballroom, you build it flat. You just build a ballroom. It would have been built. The complexity of this, and again, it's all knit. It's all knit together between the drone proofing, the missile proofing, we have, and the drone capacity upstairs. We can have all sorts of military up, whether, I hate to use the word snipers, but we have great sniper capacity. It's built for our snipers, not the enemy snipers, our snipers. And because of the height, we get a very clear view of everything all over Washington. Yeah.
Mr. President, you mentioned that this is being paid for out of pocket, but why is Congress in hush? Explain sort of the difference.
Well, they're not. Congress is approving. Yeah, Congress is approving money for security. It may go. Some of it may go here for additional security. I don't know. But Congress is approving money. But this building, I mean, I put up the money, built this building, along with a lot of great patriots. People have put up a lot of money to build the building, and we have a building that is going to be, I think it's going to be potentially the most beautiful building in all of Washington, and with that is great military capacity. We're building it in conjunction with the United States military and the Secret Service. Well, they have a budget in Secret Service and the military to do some of the work that you see right here. So the answer is, I think they want to enhance what you see. It's very powerful. You see what's happening. It's very powerful concrete. It's 9,000-pound concrete. That, if you know anything about contract, it's very, very strong. That's very strong concrete. But they probably want to enhance the area. They're going to spend money. This is a very sacred piece of land. This is the White House, and they want to do things. But everything that you see is the money that's being put up to build the ballroom.
Now it's sacred.
Again, the ballroom. It's necessary for the ballroom to be built with what you see over here. It's all knit in. The air conditioning, the heating, the drone capacity, the shield. You know, the ballroom becomes a shield for everything that you see right here. Without that, they couldn't have this. They couldn't build the lower floors. Without that shield over the top of it, it's a shield that will totally protect what's downstairs. They have a lot of things going on downstairs, and some of it you see. This goes down 6 stories. You see 3 stories because it's already been built. This will be, very shortly, this will be in the form of the roof goes along these lines. Basically, it goes outside. You see where the wood is? You're going outside of that line, and then it goes straight up. And it's all protection, and everything's together. You can't build one without the other. And what we have is we have the safest building ever built, in my opinion. You can have, and you know, the other thing is, when we're right on budget, we're right on plan. The only budget change would be that we doubled the size at the request of the military. We doubled the size, but we're right on budget, right on plan. And originally we were going to build a much smaller room, and it wouldn't have done the job. It just wouldn't have done the job. You have too many events. Like if we have President Xi coming here, we have no place to put him. We had the King and the Queen the other day, and we had 1,000 people wanted, and we ended up having 100 people sitting in a very small room. So they've been after this for a long time, but maybe more important is the safety element. This is a shield. It protects everything that's inside, everything that's on top. And, you know, obviously the White House was built in 1792. Yeah, it's awfully hard to do that kind of a capacity that we did here. So this will give future presidents, but you have to understand, when this is finished, my term ends shortly after that.
Navan, the #1 rated business travel platform, lets your team book work travel in one place. Flights, hotels, cars, while staying within budget and earning professional rewards. Right now, they could be giving you $500 in Navan rewards for onboarding your company. Finance teams love it too. Real-time spend tracking, automatic approvals, and seamless accounting integrations. Already using Visa or Amex? Keep your rewards. Navan just handles the reporting. Even group trips are easy. Invite your team, set dates, and let Navan do the work. Fix these today and grab $500 in Navan rewards when your company onboards Navan.
I kind of think about how our country was supposed to be, right? Like how
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, our conveyor belt is simple and easy to use.
Like, what do you
to
think
load
they
your
would
car,
think about
slow your vehicle down as you enter the wash and follow the prompts on the monitor.
How long before they try
the red
and
Tommy
sell
balls
you
on each
that they're
side
gonna
serve as your
build a
guide.
big
When you
wall
feel
around
your
the
car
White
enter the
House?
track,
You know that's
come to a
coming,
complete
right?
stop.
I
Shift
don't know
into
if it's gonna
neutral
happen
once
under
prompted by
Trump
the
or it's
screen.
gonna happen
Then
under the
take your
next
foot off the brake.
Republican president.
It's that
But at
easy.
some point,
No
they're
tricky
going to
tracks
try
or
and convince
old-fashioned
you that
rails
they
to worry
need
about
a
here.
concrete wall around
Enjoy
the White House.
stress-free car washing at
I
your
mean,
local
you're
Tommy's
already
Express
much farther
today.
back from the White House than
This is really
used
for
to
other
be.
presidents. This is
You used
not
to be
for
able
me.
to get pretty
This
close
is
right
my
up to the
gift
fence.
to the United States of America. I'm going to be able to use it very little because when it's finished, we're talking about 6 or 7 months. But it will be used for hopefully
You can hear
hundreds
the
of
ad.
years
You should be able
for
to hear
other
it.
presidents. And there will never be anything like this built
on.
again. There'll never be a room built like with the safety. As an example, if we had the White House Correspondents' Dinner here, it would have been no problem.
There we go. You can't turn the ads off, you dumb pedophile. Now shut the fuck up.
I better not tell you about that, Danny, but yeah, we have, everybody wants to be here for the first event. We're talking about heads of nation. So we have some very special places that it could happen for them. You know, we had literally, if the King and Queen were, you know, we had this finished, we would have had event that would have been 10 times such. I mean, we literally were in a little room in the White House. President, now we're not even talking about safety. Presidents have been asking for this literally from the time the White House has been built. But on record, for 150 years, they've said, what about a big room? And you all know, you probably attended, they have some where they use tents. If it rains, it's a disaster.
Mention that this is going to be a gift to America.
Yeah.
Future president of the country. What's your hope for America?
We have to have a safe country. We have to have a great country. We have to make sure that Iran doesn't
fortify
get
the
a
White
nuclear
House
weapon.
because the
All of the
American
things that you
people
see me
hate us
fighting
so
for
much.
so
They
hard.
hate us, the
And
American
it's always tough. You know, we're negotiating with Iran, and then you have the Democrats, I call them the Democrats, putting in a bill that Trump should immediately stop. You know how it is to negotiate with a country where you're beating them badly. They come to the table, they're begging to make a deal, because they're begging to make a deal. I hope we don't have to do the one, but we may have to give them another big hit. We may have to give them another big hit. I'm not sure yet. You'll know very soon. But how do you feel when you're negotiating, you're winning every point, and they say...
All right, so you get the hint there, right? I don't know. Let's see who this is really quick. Yes, hello. Are you a Trump supporter?
No, I'm an NIH.
Oh, my God. You're like 11. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I think it's deeply disturbing. I think that pretty soon they're going to be trying to convince you that they need concrete walls around the White House. You can't even get close to the White House like you used to be able to. So pretty soon they're going to be trying to convince... Believe me, that day is coming. They're going to convince you that the White House needs a concrete wall around it, that you can't see the White House anymore for operational security. Pretty soon they're going to say the president can't be seen. Just keep protecting our politicians. Listen, our politicians wouldn't need such protection. Our politicians wouldn't need to fortify the way that they're trying to sell us if they actually worked for the American people. If these politicians gave a flying fuck about you, they would not need to be so concerned. Iran's not flying a drone into the fucking White House. Okay? Yeah.
Call from...
It's his own personal little bunker. What's your name?
We're fucked. That really sucked to see.
Jack, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. I don't know why that dude hung up so quickly. I guess I'll call him back. I don't know if he got disconnected. Guys, hold on 1 second. I have to use the bathroom. All right. Okay, let's see. I don't know why that person hung up so quickly. Let's call them back and ask them why. 360, if you call me again, I'm going to call
The
your
number
mother.
you are trying to reach is no longer in service.
360, if you call me again, I'm calling your mom on stream. Highly recommend you don't test it. Yes, there's absolutely no way that you are above 18 years old. Sorry. America first equals caring about Americans' finances. Sorry to tell you. Any Antifa in here? Yeah, I'm Antifa, shelled patriot. What about it? Everything the government says is Antifa on the website. You have a problem with Antifa? I'm Antifa to my core. What about it? What about it? MAGA has a problem with Antifa, yet you support the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys, Patriot Front. What are some other ones? Antifa, make yourself known in the chat. Make yourself known in the chat. The government says if you're Antifa, you're a domestic terrorist. Make yourself known in the chat. We are not. We are anti-fascist. We are the true patriots of this country. That's what we are. We are the real patriots of this country, MAGA. And if you just sat back for a second and actually listened and learned, you might become a real patriot too. Jason, they're trying to avoid the guidelines, Jason. It's not that difficult to figure out. Oh, Jason's on our side. Never mind. I thought you were a Trump supporter, Jason. My bad, bro. Yes, we are actually getting uniforms. We're going to be handing them out. No, we're not. We're not getting uniforms because we're not an organization. We are not an organization. We are this is an ideology. We are just anti-fascist. That's what's great about being anti-fascist. We cannot know each other. We can come from different backgrounds. We can come from different sets of beliefs, but we're all against fascism. Unbelievable. Let's see. I'm just going to listen to the rest of this really quick without the ad.
Are you looking for the most...
No, we're not looking for shit. God, it's so bad, the AI slop now. I can't believe there are people who really support this movement with AI. It's disgusting. I don't give a shit. I decide. Yeah, the phone line's on. The same moron keeps calling over and over again, but his number's blocked. He keeps trying to call over and over again. The same guy. He does this all live. He spends the entire live calling and asking dumb questions, and then when I go to answer them, he steamrolls. He thinks he has gotchas. Why did we leave equipment in Afghanistan? Then I go to answer it, and he starts interrupting me. I'm like, what the fuck? That's what they do. They don't truly want me to answer the fucking question. Mary Jane, thank you so much. No, I have to set a new goal. That goal ended. That goal ended. Jack, thank you for the flower for 30 joules. Appreciate you, Jack. Are you a man or something? Are you a man? Bro, go play video games or something, right? Leave this up to the adults. Don't come in here if you're a troglodyte who plays Fortnite, all right? Go find something to do. Leave this up to the adults. You're not qualified for this conversation, Kilo. I see can't be around with your people. It all right. I've been around other cultures. To me, you have to do you. No one gonna give you shit. Arthur, I can't dissect what you're trying to say. Can you call the phone number, Arthur, and stop typing in the chat? Call the phone number, Arthur. There's a phone number right there. 908 652 3703.
The number you are trying to reach is no longer in
This
service.
person who keeps calling, I don't know. Mary Jane, thank you for the $4.99. Says, been watching you since before the election. Love it here. Watch every morning. Thank you for the support, Mary. I appreciate you. War Maxer, be quiet. All right, you're on your couch, War Maxer. Bro's never done a patriotic thing in his life. Oh, that's cute. You play AI with little kids on the internet? No surprise. Oh, you have a little Kick account? Let's check it out and see why you're so jealous. 3 followers. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I get why you're so triggered in the chat about me streaming. You tried to do it and failed. It's the reality. Sucks to be you. Sucks to be you. 360, we're not picking up your phone number. I know. I told that guy to call in. Stop yapping in the fucking chat. Just call in. Michelle, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Lees, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, Lees.
Call from
James DeWitt.
Oh, this isn't Arthur. What's your name?
James DeWitt.
Are you related to Jeremy DeWitt?
No, I don't think so.
Do you know who Jeremy DeWitt is?
No, I don't.
Stolen Valor. He lives in Florida.
Oh, no, I never heard about him.
Oh, well, that's okay.
I'm from Pennsylvania.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah. Would you like to debate about the Democrats stealing all the taxpayers' money with the fraud going on? I didn't think so. It doesn't fit your fucking left hard narrative.
I haven't even spoken. You just slurred. Don't say that word again, cuck. All right? Do what you're told.
You're a cocksucker,
so
you bitch.
What are we talking? Can you calm down? Stop getting so riled up, dude. Why are you so upset? Calm yourself down. Now, what fraud are we talking about? Is that what you want to discuss? Excuse me, would you like to discuss it? Or is it just a talking point you're regurgitating? Do you know anything about it? I didn't think so. You just going to sit silently now that I've asked you to actually discuss it? Bro wants to talk about the topic. I say okay, and then he runs. Okay? Whatever you say, house. He's not muted. You can't mute people. You can only put them on hold.
Hello.
How old are you?
I would say stop calling me.
How old are you? Stop calling me, you little creep. Don't call here again or I'm calling your mother. You understand me? Yeah, he was super triggered. Let's try and call him back. What number was that? Let's see. That was 412, right?
This is James DeWitt. I can't get to the phone right now. If you'd like to leave your name and number, I'll get a hold of you as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hello, James. This is Nancy calling from Adam Cray's YouTube channel. Did want to know if you wanted to have a discussion with Adam. He says maybe we got disconnected. He said he really appreciated the conversation and wanted to discuss the fraud that you were so eager to discuss. So give me a call back, and if you want, I can give you my private phone number and we can discuss it further. Have a great day.
Let's see if 412.
This is James.
Wow, he's ignoring my phone calls. He's ignoring James. I don't understand why you're ignoring me, dude. I even sent Nancy to call you. Nancy's a flirt. I know, dude. I told her to stop doing that, but she keeps doing it, and I don't know. I guess we'll see. This guy says, I could debate this guy, a drunken stupor, and have him questioning his belief system. Then why don't you call in right now, sample example? This guy wrote, I could debate this guy, a drunken stupor, and have him questioning his whole belief system. Call in, bro. Let's find out if that's true. Why don't you call in and let's find out if that's true? They get really angry when you remind them Trump's a predator. Always. Always. I'll try one more time. I don't know why this dude's ignoring me, man. It's so fucking lame. Such a coward. You want to talk about the fraud the Democrats are doing in Minnesota? Okay, let's talk about it. He can't, so he hung up. Oh, God.
Call from.
That little kid just keeps calling me. This little kid. Like, I'm going to have no choice but to, call this kid's parents. He keeps calling over and over again. If you call again, I'm going to have to contact Michael. I don't want to have to do that. Please don't call anymore. Okay? It's not something I want to do. Don't want to get you in trouble. Stop calling people on the internet. I don't know, Kyle. Why don't you call in and let's find out? I'll give you a detailed explanation about the political spectrum, the two parties, how I think we need to dismantle said system, whether I support one side or another. All of those questions can be answered, but I'm not answering them in the chat. His parents are letting him call you. Joshua, how the hell would you know that? Are you in communication with an 11-year-old? Although that wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to mute you. Okay? His parents said, and bro said he could literally get me to question my belief system. Yeah, I'm sure you could, bro. I bet you can really do that. How much you want to bet that's not true? Trying to keep track of this. Kentucky and Georgia. Oh, John King just released it. Listen, I kind of like John King. At least like the way John King breaks everything down. I gotta admit. You guys like John King? Hey, what's going on? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Okay, how old are you?
22.
Okay, I'm gonna transfer you over now, okay?
Okay.
Hold on.
Call from.
How old are you? How old? Weirdo just called. Okay, dude, you're 20 what you said?
22.
Okay, 22. What year were you born?
22.
Yeah, you're not 22. Have a good day. Ay. What year were you born? He says 22. You were born in what? 2022 or 1922? Republicans are like, why can't you talk to kids? Because they talk to kids, you know? It's kind of how that works. These guys.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone,
I'll leave you a
please
message.
record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hello, it's your favorite president. Just wondering if you got your unbelievable Trump phone. Some people call it the best phone. Some people call it a telephone. I call it a cell phone. Unbelievable. Have a good day.
Hiking Yoga Dog Mom, thank you for being a member for 12 months. Happy anniversary, Adam. 1 year. Well, subscription. I bought you for about 3. Hiking Yoga Dog Mom, thank you for watching. Appreciate you so much. Mary Jane, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Says, seems the only Trump supporters nowadays are literal children. Speaks levels. And dumb people, Mary Jane. Yes. Typically. No, we get quite a bit of troglodytes on here. It just depends on what day of the week, what time, and this and that. But we get quite a bit. Sadly. You would think they'd all be gone at this point, no? You would think. Just kind of trying to keep an eye on this election. Oh, can I change this? Hold on. Well, there we go. I think it might pop up now. We'll see. They are pretty much in the same category, yes. If Trump did ship a phone, he wouldn't use it himself. Trump has an iPhone. Oh, what do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. I think people just want Massey to win because Trump wants him to lose. Yeah, Mary, Massey's no good either. I mean, he in terms of his voting record, he's better than the person he's running against, but the margins are not. They're significant because of a couple reasons, right? Number one, he's the co-author of the Epstein Transparency Act. He's been going after Donald Trump pretty consistently on the Epstein files. That's a major reason why people are interested in this election. The fact that he's not Trump-backed, he's voted against very serious legislation like the Big Beautiful Bill, for instance. So he's kind of a guy who creates problems for Republicans in Congress. So I think some people would rather have him than the other person, but the margins are not that big. I think the Epstein Transparency Act gives him some credibility. I agree with him fully on the Epstein Transparency Act. I think he's done a pretty good job on that. Other than that, I disagree with him on just about everything. But the Epstein Transparency Act, he has successfully, unfortunately, they haven't complied with it regardless, but they did a very good job on that bill. So I think some people find that to be respectable. But the problem is his ideology is extremely flawed. David, that's never going to happen. Keep holding your breath, David, to think that one day people are going to wake up. This is another thing I see all the time. I see this posted on social media platforms. I see this posted everywhere. That one day people are going to wake up and realize that Trump was actually a good decision, especially in regards to his foreign policy. I can guarantee you that's not true. That day will never come. In fact, it's likely we're going to be experiencing the consequences of Donald Trump's disastrous foreign policy while you expect that people will be waking up. Especially, nobody even talks about the Russian-Ukraine situation, but that's quite literally going to lead to, potentially lead to World War III. I really believe that in my heart of hearts. Let's see, Mike Collins. Let's see. I'm going to talk about Ken Paxton courting Donald Trump. Let me bring this up really quick. All right, here we go. This was... AIPAC dumped a lot into this election, too. Oh, it's live right now. He's doing it right now. King. John King's breaking it down right now.
Running for re-election as governor. Number two, you've probably heard his name. I mentioned Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, earlier. Well, Josh Shapiro is another governor who's hoping to use 2026 to make a big
who's
statement
spamming?
about
Someone's
his political
spamming?
capital, about his strength,
Shut the
about his
fuck up.
ability to flip districts. Right? So if Josh Shapiro could have a good year, number one, that would mean winning re-election, and you hope to win convincingly.
Yeah, I think it has
Just
tremendous
state
potential
Donald Trump
to
won
cause
twice,
global
right?
conflict.
And so if you're
yeah.
a Democrat and you can win, just like Andy Beshear in Kentucky, Donald Trump won my state 3 times. If you can win a place where Trump has won, it gives you an argument to
Who
Democrats.
are you talking about, Greg? You talking about Trump?
I'm more
It wasn't
competitive
their
in the general
plan.
election. I can win in those places that are hard. I can win in those places where you have to win independents and maybe even over a few Republicans. And
Dude,
so
I
these
love
3
this
districts
thing that Republicans do. They make up these fantasy objectives for war. Like, how would you know that there's an objective that the administration's not listed as an objective? Are you in on the secrets? Are you receiving intelligence? And then I thought for a second, oh, wait. Remember Donald Trump was selling intelligence briefings to Trump supporters? You'll get to read the same intelligence briefings as the president. I'm not kidding. This is a real thing he offered donors, that you will get actually like these intelligence briefings sent to your email. Now, anyone who knows anything about intelligence briefings, clearly they're not receiving actual intelligence briefings. These idiots truly believe, right, that they know the secret objective and none of us do, right? No, dude, he's trying to control the you have no idea what you're talking about. Do you know that regime change is impossible in Iran? Do you know that? Do you know the administration did not know how the regime was structured during the initial strikes? Do you realize the level of incompetence it takes as a president to make a decision without understanding government structure in the country you are attacking? Do you understand the president didn't understand the consequences of the war? That's why you're in the mess you're in. He wouldn't even have been dealing with the Strait of Hormuz had the IRGC not been choking it. Yeah, there was this thing where Trump supporters were supposed to receive intelligence briefings. You get to read what the president reads every day. It was like a part of the, if you were a certain level of donor. Will, why don't you call in and stop crying, Will? All right? This 240 number just keeps calling. Like, and they're calling from their real fucking number, too, which is crazy. Like, I could quite literally take this, pull this up, email their mother by tomorrow, and have them banned from Fortnite for a year. I might have to do it. Their number's blocked, but they keep trying. If only, somebody in the chat said, if only Charlie Kirk could talk to you. And what? What do you think would happen if that happened? You think Charlie Kirk could have a debate about Iran or Ukraine? Did you ever watch Charlie Kirk's debate on Ukraine at Cambridge? Did you ever watch that debate? When that Cambridge professor absolutely schooled him because Charlie Kirk tried to argue that the law in the United States in regards to the Constitution means you can't suspend elections during martial law when Ukraine has an entirely different constitution. That was legitimately the basis of his argument, that that if you declare martial law and you don't have elections, then you're a dictator. That was his argument. Complete moron. I mean, please stop. Okay, Charlie Kirk couldn't debate those topics if his life depended on it. If his life depended on it, okay? Charlie Kirk's debated, well, tell me what a woman is to fucking 20-year-olds. Charlie Kirk's not talking about fucking serious issues.
Call from
The Hill Country Lens.
Yeah, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, are you a...
You need to get rid of the echo. You need to get rid of the echo. It looks like you fixed it. How old are you?
34.
Do you support the war in Iran?
Heck no.
And you're still a Trump supporter?
Correct.
What's your first name?
Kiki?
Your first name is Kiki?
Correct.
Okay. How do you support Trump and not support the war in Iran? It's like the biggest mistake he's made so far. Okay. And he hangs up. What the fuck? Why do people do this, dude? I'm calling you back. It's crazy. You don't support Iran, but you support Trump. Top in the chat says, who believes this guy's bullshit? A lot of people, dude. A lot of fucking people believe it.
Call from
Kai.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying
Hold
to
on.
reach is not a...
All right. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I don't mind him. I used to hate him. I don't hate him anymore.
What do you mean?
As in, I used to hate him, and now I don't. Like his
Why-
first
how did
term,
that
I was
change?
super on board, not so great about him. But then, as time progressed, I was like, okay, this guy isn't as bad as everyone say he is, and the media has their hand in that
Be
manipulation.
specific.
Well, I can't really be specific. What do you mean? Like that's just my general opinion. What do you mean?
Like, how do you go from not liking him to liking him? What specifically did you see where you were like, oh, you know what? This guy actually cares.
That's what I mean. It's like it's been so many years. Kind of hard to.
Well, let's just talk about
pinpoint
this term
something
then,
specific.
right? Well, specifically,
Okay.
right?
Well,
This
his stance on
term,
immigration is doing what he's said he was going to do. It's pretty good.
I would argue
Fixing Biden's mess.
I would argue his immigration policies, specifically his deportation policy, has been an utter disaster. I think that's pretty obvious now.
Disaster for who?
The American people.
The American people, like getting rid of like the criminals and the rapists and everything like that.
He's
or
not done
what
a
do you
good
mean
job
for the
in getting
people?
rid of. Do you know the numbers? How many criminals he's deported specifically?
Oh, you mean all of them because they entered illegally?
Well, so
Like, how do you define criminal?
He has not deported all of them. That's not true. But let's
well,
just
a very
break.
good chunk.
Really,
Especially
he's not
stopping
really,
them from coming in.
No, really, he's not done a good job with that. But let's talk about the consequences for the American people. That's what you asked me, right?
Yeah, I wonder how, like, you're saying that this is bad for the American people to have the
For
illegal
instant-
immigrants
For
removed.
instance, number one, it's incredibly expensive. Okay, it costs billions and billions of dollars to conduct this type of operation. But if we're going to talk about direct consequences, I would point to specifically what happened in Minnesota as a really good example of the failures of Donald Trump's
Sanctuary
deportation.
state.
Can I finish speaking? The
Yeah, go ahead.
failures
Understand.
of Donald Trump's deportation policy in Minnesota. I know. I went to Minnesota. I spent a lot of time in Minnesota during the battle for Minneapolis. I watched people get assaulted by the federal government, watched people get paintballed or pepperballed in the face, watched people get punched in the face, watched people get illegally searched and seized, watched them, go in homes without any warrant, any judicial warrant. And that has a direct impact on the American people, right? We saw Americans die as a result of his deportation operation. We saw Americans quite literally be executed in the streets of Minnesota as a result of his deportation operation.
You mean those two people you talk about?
No, more than 2 people have died at the hands of ICE. Do you know 2
Americans, though.
Well, yes, Americans.
Like legal Americans. Okay.
Yes, legal American. You keep saying legal. Undocumented is the
Yeah.
term you're looking for. Documented or documented
Cutting
citizens
hairs.
or not.
Cutting hairs.
It's not splitting hairs.
Legal, illegal, splitting
not,
hairs.
It's not splitting hairs. The term illegal is
What's the
incredibly provocative and
Oh, there you go.
dehumanizing. So,
Well, you say that. I don't believe that. Why is
that's
it
because you're
dehumanizing to use a legal term?
Sure, I'll explain. So why is it dehumanizing to use the word illegal? Because it justifies the harsh policies that Republicans use against this particular population of people. Illegal refers to an act you've committed, not who you are as a person. You're not an illegal human being because you've committed
I'm not
an act
defining the person by calling them illegal. I'm saying that they
You
did
literally
something
just
illegal.
said
That's an action.
illegals.
Yeah. People who acted illegally, like
No.
criminals. Like
You
if,
didn't
if
say
I said criminals,
people
the
who-
people that are in prison.
Sir, this is why language is important. You didn't say people who acted illegally. You said
That's what illegals mean.
illegals.
That's what I'm telling you I mean by illegal.
So would you call someone
You
an
can't tell
illegal?
me what the word means if
Would
I'm
you tell-
using it.
I'm telling you what it means. Can you tell me,
Okay.
would you call someone illegal?
We have a different view of the same word then. That's the problem.
It's not
That's
a
like
view,
you say,
it's
words
not
are
a
important.
It's not a view. You're just wrong. Would you call someone
There you go.
illegal who committed DUI offense? No, you wouldn't.
You're
This
saying
refers
I'm just
to
wrong because I disagree with
Are
you.
you going to keep interrupting me before I can finish my responses?
Well, we have to get to the bottom of this, though, because this is
But
like
you have
a
to stop
pretty important
interrupting
part.
me. You have to let me speak. You're not
But you're not
nearly
talking
as,
about the disagreement.
You're not nearly as intelligent as you think you are, and I'm trying to explain it to you
You're
so you'll
insulting me.
understand. Language is
Okay,
important.
now I'm stupid.
Shut the fuck
yes, I'm
up.
stupid. You're being rude. 'Cause
You're
you
still
don't want to talk about
interrupting
the
me.
thing that I'm asking
You're
you to
not
talk about.
letting
because you
me
just want to
speak. You're still
rush over
interrupting
it.
me. You're still interrupting me.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm going to explain this again. There were people. So first of all, let me just address this first point, and then I'll move on to the next one. So first of all, people refer to people as illegal, right? Helps justify those harsh policies because illegal refers to an action you've committed, not who you are. You don't become an illegal person because you've committed an illegal.
I agree with that.
I'm still talking. Can you
You're not going to allow me to respond at all.
Are you not capable of shutting your mouth? Is this what
And
the
now
problem
you're just
is?
getting offended.
Stop interrupting.
Like if I can't respond, this isn't a
I
conversation.
haven't finished speaking.
This isn't a conversation.
Have a good day. Yeah, I think it was that guy too, honestly. I think it was that Smex guy too. You can tell. You know how you can tell? By the interrupting. That's literally why I realized it's him, because he's interrupting.
Hello, I'm sorry, but nobody's picking up the phone.
Hello. How are you doing? This is Donald, your favorite president. Call me back soon. I love you. Thank you. You can tell it was him because he wouldn't shut the fuck up. He does the same thing on TikTok. Does not let you speak. You can't finish your thought. You speak for 11 seconds and they're like, shut the fuck up. Okay? Are you going to do the same thing you do on TikTok and just keep calling now?
I just want to know why we can't.
Are
have a
you going to
conversation.
do the
Why'd you
same
hang
thing
up?
you do on TikTok and just keep repeatedly calling now after you
I
interrupt
don't have a
me?
TikTok.
You do. This is Banana
No, I don't.
Republic. Do you think I'm stupid?
Who?
This is Banana Republic.
My name's Kai. I'm literally living in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I have no idea who that is.
I know, sure. Well, then you sound pretty similar. But are you going to shut up and let me finish?
That's why I want to kind of come to an arrangement. on
Not
what
until
you,
you
consider
let
to be
me
a
finish.
conversation.
There is zero
What do you
chance
mean? You want permission to talk? You want me
have
permission for me to
stop
respond?
interrupting. Have you ever had a debate?
How am I
before?
supposed to know when you're done talking?
When
If you
I
just
stop
go on for
speaking,
like fucking 5 paragraphs.
Did you seriously just say, how am I supposed to know when you're done speaking? When I stop speaking, you chud.
So you want to give me I have to ask you permission
Stop.
to respond.
Just stop talking.
I just want to know the rules.
Are you
man.
capable of not talking? Just shut your mouth. Can you do it?
Why are you being rude?
Can you?
What? Like,
shut-
did I disrespect
He
you at any
can't-
time in this conversation?
This guy can't stop talking. This is insane. He can't stop talking.
You want to control
He's
the
still
conversation, and I'm
going.
not letting you.
No,
You're right.
I need to. You have to allow
You
me
need
to
to,
speak.
yes.
I don't need to control any conversation. You're going to
Oh,
lose
okay.
regardless, right? There's zero
lose.
chance
Oh,
you're
lose.
you're winning anything here, but you have to stop
Winning.
interrupting me.
I'm fighting. I'm losing.
Bro,
I'm fighting.
how old are you? And why are you calling
You're not even letting me
Did you say you
respond,
live
and
in-
you're acting like this is a fucking fist fight,
Listen,
bro. Why are you getting
don't
upset?
even live in the United States. Okay.
You're right. That's what makes this even more weird. Why are you getting so bent out of shape over a dude talking to you?
Because you won't shut up.
Because you want to control the conversation. You want to go on for 5 paragraphs and not let me respond to one thing you say.
Right. You know what? I'm going to allow you to just go ahead, speak. Go ahead. And then I'm going to have my chance to speak.
Why can't we just have a normal conversation, dude?
Normal conversations involve not interrupting.
What do you consider to be interrupting?
So
how am I supposed to know telepathically?
Telepathically? Oh, you really are
a
stupid.
Pause in the conversation,
you really
giving someone
stupid.
an opportunity to
You
talk?
really are stupid. Telepathically, he says. Jesus Christ. Can you please just make your argument, and then I'm going to respond. I'm going to let you go first since you want to. Go ahead.
I don't have anything to say. I just wanted to know where your rules, arbitrary rules for conversing were.
You really can't make this shit up. You really can't. You if you wanted to, you couldn't make this shit up. Listen, it is just respect to let someone finish speaking before you talk. You don't talk when someone is speaking. You don't.
Respect is very important. I agree.
All right. Well, then
Call
go find
from
Lewis, Republic.
Lewis, what's going on? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, hold on. You'll sit on hold now until the next caller's done.
Oh, yeah, you control.
Go ahead. Nope, you couldn't shut your mouth. So now we move to the next. Lewis, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do, kind sir.
Okay, Lewis, how old are you?
38.
Okay, Lewis, how do you feel about how things are going right now? Like, guys, am I crazy to think that, like, this guy doesn't understand? You let the person finish. When someone's talking, you don't interrupt them, right? You just don't. Really quick, let me just address something in the chat here. Mr. Fish, shut your ass up, you goofy creep. Go ahead, dude.
Well, I don't agree with the whole bullshit that happened over there. Over the seas with the fucking oil. But it'll come down soon. Yeah, it should come down before July. Before the 4th of July.
Well, Trump's about to attack them again. So I don't know what's going to happen. He's about to hit them again.
What it is. They got to do it right now. We're already over there. They're already fucking up boats and shit, keeping cargo over there. They've been
Ryan, you voted for a pedophile, Ryan. So what about the war decision to go to Iran? Did you support it?
Yeah, about 90%.
Why?
Because they were they were getting missiles to shoot over at us. They had a whole nuclear arsenal that we had to get rid of.
Not true.
What do you mean not true? We've been had
Not
proof
true.
since the 90s they were doing that.
No. So let's break this down. So you said that they were preparing a whole nuclear arsenal to throw at the United States. Can you explain to me? Did we recently conduct a military operation prior to Operation Epic Fury in Iran?
I believe so. I believe we were there seeing what kind of nuclear production they were doing for their nuclear energy.
And what did we do?
Don't really remember.
We destroyed their ability to develop nuclear weapons. That quite literally was the plot. Huh?
Oh, we definitely did now.
No. We already claimed we did that. Trump already claimed we did that during Operation Midnight Hammer. Right? We bombed 3 sites, Natanz, Esfahan, and Fordow. Nuclear Technology Center and Enrichment Facility. And Donald Trump claimed we obliterated those capabilities. They didn't have nuclear weapons then, so they definitely didn't have them now. They were simply enriching uranium close to weapons grade, is the argument. Not that they were in possession of a nuclear arsenal. The question is whether or not they're in possession of weapons grade enriched uranium, right? And whether or not they intend on using that to eventually develop a nuclear weapon to launch at the United States. They don't even currently have the missile technology to reach the United States. But if we conducted a military operation in the summer of 2025, how can you claim it's an objective of a war just months later when you claim you obliterated those capabilities?
Yeah, that's why I'm not 100% with it right now. That's why I said I'm about 90% with it.
Well, you just questioned me on it. You said, "What do you mean they're not?" He ran. He ran. Oh my God. Why don't you guys just accept fucking like that you're wrong on a topic instead of running? It's so lame to run.
Thank you for calling. This is Lewis.
Like, why do you guys run? You're such chickens. It's honestly like you're such chickens. Like, it's honestly like, should I pretend I'm dumb longer to like extend these conversations or something? Should I not put them in a corner so quickly? I don't know. Like they don't want to like continue to have a conversation. You said you supported this war 90%. I asked you why. You said because they're developing nuclear technology. I explained to you, and by the way, that's only one thing. I want you to understand one more thing. Tulsi Gabbard, who's the director of national intelligence under Trump, has publicly stated under oath. Well, let's see if this is the guy.
Call from.
Yes, are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
Okay, hold on real quick. I'm going to transfer you over to Nancy, and then she's got to ask you just to make sure you're not AI.
Okay, no problem. You can do that.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how are you? So, I do work for Adam. I just want to make sure that you're not AI. So I'm going to ask you 3 quick questions. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's your favorite car?
White.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite? What do you mean?
Transferring.
All right, dude. So do you support Trump currently?
I try. Of course, yes. All the way.
And why do you support Trump?
I support him because you hate him.
Wow, that's very adult of you. You support him because I hate him.
Yes.
So do you live in the United States?
I live in the United States, and I've been on your show more than 10 times now.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. You've been on my show more than 10 times, but you've been on my show 10 times, and that's why you support Trump, because I hate him.
Because you hate him, and I don't see the reason why you hate him.
I could give you like 6,000 reasons why I hate him, dude. Like, he's done such a horrible job. Where would you like to start?
Let's start with the homosexual and Christianity.
Oh my God. Okay, all right. What is your problem with people who are gay? Are you Christian?
So, no, let's get to the point.
Are you Christian?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so tell me specifically, what part of the Bible says that you're going to hell if you're gay?
Right. If you read in the book of Deuteronomy, it talks about the Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed because men wanted to sleep with men. Men wanted to sleep with men.
This wasn't the Bible does. Can you tell me a verse in the Bible that says if you're gay, you're going to hell?
No. It was destroyed because of the sexual immoralities.
No. It talks about sexual acts between like father and son, for instance, referring to like incest, but not one's inborn sexual orientation in the Bible.
Okay, let me give you a script. Can you give me a second?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks. Right. Can you open Leviticus 18, verse 22? Okay.
I don't have a Bible in front of me. Hold on. What is it?
Okay, just go to Leviticus 20, verse 18.
Leviticus what?
20, verse 13, verse 1-3. And read it out loud. I know you try to dodge some questions sometimes. I know you very well.
I'm not reading the Bible out loud. You read it. What the fuck? Why would I read it out loud?
Can I read it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Leviticus 20 verse 18 says, if a man lies with a male as with a woman, both of them have committed abomination.
Mm-hmm.
They shall surely put to death. Their blood is upon them. I know you can see that.
So 2013, yeah. So the punishment is death by the community. That's capital punishment. Instruction for Israel's ancient legal system. Yeah, that is not about eternal like punishment in hell. That is about death by community. Capital punishment instruction for the legal system at the time, not be burning in hell. That's not about your eternal destiny.
So
this is talking about earthly execution under old tribal law. This doesn't say this doesn't say if you're gay you go to hell, right? If you don't want, yeah. Does it say that? No.
Okay, I can give her that. I can give her the scripture that talks about hell if you want to.
Listen, why does this matter? We have a separation of church and state. You're wrong. You clearly don't know what you're talking about, but that's besides the point.
You've started your game. You've started now to dodge the questions.
I'm not dodging the question. We have a separation of church and state. Well, all right, cool. You think the Bible says that if you're gay, you're going to hell. I disagree, but let's pretend that it does. We have a separation of church and state. We don't have Christian law, right?
What do you mean? We have the 10 Commandments of the Christian law.
You literally just referred to Leviticus 20:13, which talks about punishment is death by the community. Their blood is upon them. Not they go to hell. Excuse me. That is earthly execution. That is what happens on earth, not in heaven or hell. That is not your eternal. That doesn't refer to your eternal destiny.
What are you talking about? Where do you get about the community? Where scripture says that?
Where does it say that you burn in eternal hell? Where does it say it?
Let me read it for you. It says they shall surely put to death, and their blood is upon them. You know what
their
that means?
blood is upon them. They should be put to death. That is an earthly punishment. That is not eternal destiny. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You're trying to put your own revelation.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You understand? I know you. You know that's what you do always. You don't want to be proved wrong. When you are wrong,
I just proved you wrong. Can you tell me where it talks about hell? Where does it say hell in that statement? Where does it talk about eternal destiny? Hold on. You just cited specifically Leviticus 20:13, right? Tell me where the word hell is in that statement that you just read previous. The last sentence you just read.
Let me give you the scripture. Right, read Corinthians 6 verse 9 to 10.
So now notice how he's moving off of Leviticus.
Remember, the Bible.
You're talking about Corinthians 6:11, right?
6 verse 9.
I have to look that up. So let's see. Hold on.
So it says.
Yeah. So this is about.
Read it.
No.
Come on,
you read it. You read it. This is about sin, right? So this verse is again addressing behavior. Those who practice certain sins, not a person's orientation or identity. You're still talking about
practice sexual immorality,
right? But
technically
they're talking about incest.
That will prevent individuals from inheriting the kingdom of God. So there are two things that happens in life. If you don't inherit the kingdom of God, it's possible that you're going to hell. It's
now it's possible. You said it was guaranteed before.
There's two things, of course. If you don't go to heaven, you go to hell. That's how it is. And you know the truth.
Nope.
And you know very well.
No, and I think it's been that you're just perverting the language in the scripture.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
you
because
know very well.
This is about sin, not identity in this case. Those who practice such sins will not inherit the kingdom of God. Right? That's a statement about persistent behavior, not a person's orientation or their identity.
That's sexual immorality.
The question is, does someone being gay as a sexual orientation on its own doom someone to hell? Yes or no?
It's wrong for them to be gay.
The answer,
why would you sleep
why would you sleep? He cannot substantiate that claim he originally made.
You can't sleep with another man using your asshole. There's no way like that.
Bro, why are
God
you so
woman,
obsessed with what other people do in the bedroom? Like,
because it's and that's why I love Donald Trump. He's trying to abolish all that nonsense.
Donald Trump is trying to abolish what? So let me ask you a question. What does the Bible say?
Oh, yes. He has removed so many guys in the army. He has removed medical aid to homosexualities in the army. Oh, yes. Tell me about that. Do you know that? In the army right now, there's no more. Why? Because we don't need them.
So you're just a homophobe, dude. You don't have a legitimate argument here.
You see, that's what you... Because the problem with you, man, is just admit that you are wrong. You having a podcast doesn't necessarily mean that you're always right.
I've already proved you wrong. I already proved you wrong. You made a statement that if you're gay, you go to hell, and you've not yet cited a verse that substantiates such claim.
I just gave you Corinthians 9 verse 10. I give it to you that homosexuality shall not inherit the kingdom of God. It's right there.
Yeah, so I've already explained to you, right, that it doesn't refer to one's orientation, but like unrepented behavior. Right? I've already explained this to you. Like, I'm not going to keep explaining it. Can you tell me how the Bible feels about Trump's public affairs, very public affairs, mock the idea of being loyal to his wife as boring? He's been linked to multiple different women during his marriages. What does the Bible explicitly say about adultery?
Right. Yeah,
can you read Exodus 20:14 out to me?
No, wait. Before I do that,
No. Read Exodus 20:14 out for me, please.
2014, Exodus 20:14. Just give me a second.
Yep. I want you to read Exodus 20:14 out for me.
2014. I love one thing. You know the word. Come on, why?
I don't care about your commentary in between. You're wrong, and you're getting proven wrong. Can you read Exodus 20:14 out for me? Since Donald Trump is bringing back Christianity, let's read Exodus 20:14. Read it out loud.
You shall not commit adultery. You shall not commit adultery.
Okay, can you read Hebrews 13:4 for me, please?
Hebrews what? 13:4?
Yeah, Hebrews 13:4. Okay.
Hebrews 13:4. I'm opening. Just give me a second. Marriage should be honored by all, and the marriage should be kept. That's it. God will judge
marriage bed be kept pure, for God will judge the immoral and adulterous. So let's read that again. You shall not commit adultery. Pretty straightforward. Exodus 20:14. Donald Trump has been criminally prosecuted in a case that involved adultery with Stormy Daniels in his first criminal cases in New York. He was found guilty by a jury of his peers beyond a reasonable doubt. Anna, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. So what do you think about that?
Right. Yes. Let me tell you something. I agree. He has committed. Listen, give me time to talk. He has committed adultery. But if you go in the word...
No, he's going to hell.
Wait. Yes, this, of course.
So wait,
right. And
why would a guy who's actively committing sin... Hold on. Why would a guy... You said he's trying to restore the Bible and Christianity, right? Why would a guy who doesn't follow other aspects of the Bible be trying to restore this aspect of the Bible in Leviticus and Corinthians?
Let me give you 5 seconds.
Can you let me ask the question, please, and shut up? Why would Donald Trump be trying to restore the Bible in Leviticus and Corinthians, right? And not listening to the Bible in Exodus?
Right. And then to respond to your question, I'm going to respond precisely to your question. The Bible talks about David, a man after God's heart, When he went into the top of the mountain, he saw a woman of a commander, and he slept with the woman. But was a man after God's heart. He committed a sin, but he kept walking with God. When we are on earth, we make mistakes, but the fact that we acknowledge. No, listen.
How many mistakes is he? Do you know anything about his affairs? Trump has repeatedly.
How many mistakes do you make? How many mistakes have you made today?
Hold on. We're not talking about mistakes. This is when you knowingly, right, consciously cheat on your wife repeatedly with other women, and then you get married again and you cheat on that wife, and then you get married again and you cheat on that wife. That's not a mistake. Let's be super clear. Don't call that a mistake, right? That's a scumbag move. That's a scumbag.
Do you guys?
Hold on. I wasn't done proving my point because Donald Trump. The reason I bring up Donald Trump not listening to Exodus, and you're claiming that he's trying to push, this language in Corinthians and Leviticus. Trump repeatedly using the Bible as a prop. Let's talk about that specifically. What does Scripture say about using religion for a political show and power? What did Jesus say about leaders who sit in Moses' seat but do not practice what they teach? Matthew 23. Tell me, right, if Donald Trump is trying to push the Bible, right, then why doesn't he respect these other aspects of Scripture?
Can I respond to you now?
Yeah, directly to my question, specifically about Matthew 23 and what I said about
and
Scripture.
I'm gonna respond to you also with the Scripture. I'm not gonna respond with my mere words, with only my words. I have to respond with my word.
Because you can't use Scripture to back your point. But go ahead.
I can, yes, of course, yes. I can back what I'm trying to say. So the Bible talks. There was a woman who was caught in the act of adultery, and the Pharisees brought the woman to Jesus, and they said, according to the law of Moses, this woman should be stoned to death. And the Bible says, and Jesus went on the ground and he said, if any of you have never committed a sin, let them cast in the first stone. The Bible says, from the least to the old, they disappeared.
Still not answering my question. Still not answering my question. What does the Bible say when leaders prioritize wealth and power over justice? What does Scripture say about using religion for a political show? What did Jesus say specifically about leaders who sit with Moses' seat but do not practice what they teach? What does it say?
Listen, I'm responding to you.
No, what you're doing is you're doing what all Republicans do who are Christian. They select certain parts of the Bible that they agree with that push their bigoted narrative. Stop talking. I'm responding now. I'm responding. I don't give a fuck. It's annoying when you guys pick certain aspects of Scripture to support your bigoted talking points and then ignore other aspects of Scripture that condemn the very person you're supporting. And it's not just adultery. Right? There's a number of different things. You don't get to select individual pieces of Scripture that support your racist ideology, your sexist ideology, your homophobic ideology, bigotry. I'm not interested in hearing it. You're just trying to, if you're not going to condemn Donald Trump simultaneously, then your point falls flat.
Okay. Are you done?
Are you going to or not?
I'm going to support Donald Trump. He is a human being. He makes mistakes like all of us.
You lose. You lose. And by the way, Donald Trump hasn't made mistakes. He's repeatedly cheated on his wife. Trump's weaponization of the Bible, right, simply shields his personal life from criticism. That's the exact kind of hypocrisy that Scripture warns against. So if you're not going to accept that part of Scripture, then don't cite Scripture to support your bigoted ideology. Plain and simple.
Call from
Scorpio.
Oh my God, not this guy. Guys, I gotta put you on hold really quick. I gotta put you on hold really quick.
Okay, I'll hold.
Guys, I have to use the bathroom real quick before I talk to this guy. He's exceptionally annoying, so just give me 1 second. Okay. To some of the people in chat saying I don't believe in the Bible, so I don't care. It's important for me to explain the hypocrisy in those that weaponize Scripture to push their bigoted agenda. By just saying, well, the Bible doesn't matter to me, would be not acknowledging that the Bible does matter to many vulnerable people who engage in our political process. And so it's much more effective in a conversation like that to point out the hypocrisy in their belief in Scripture than just ignoring it entirely. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Adam, let me turn you off on my phone. Yeah, I heard your last caller, and I'm a Long Island Catholic.
You have a crazy echo.
I turned it off. Is it better now?
All right, go ahead.
Should be better now. I've read the Bible. I grew up in a family where my mom made us. We had to sit there on Good Friday and read the Bible and everything else. And I went to church every Sunday. And I don't do that any longer. But I raised my kids to do it, and they still do to this day. But I read a book after my father died.
Bro, hold on. I just got to say really quick to this guy in chat. That was funny as hell. He says, Adam is out of breath. He must have dropped a big one. Demetrius, what the fuck, dude? All right, go ahead.
But anyway, I read this book, and after my father died, because I took that really hard, and it talked about death. I can't remember the author's name. My sister hasn't sent me back the book. I've asked for it, but I haven't gotten it. And so when my mom passed 6, 7, 8 years ago, I was a lot better off with her passing, because there is no such thing, I don't believe, in heaven and hell, because God is too merciful to send somebody to a place of fire and all that other crap. I think that there's different levels.
That's not what
heaven.
Catholics believe.
Well, I'm a Catholic, and I'm telling you what I believe.
I'm saying
okay?
Catholics typically believe in purgatory, though, don't they?
No. Well, here's the purgatory thing. I think there are different levels of heaven. There's level like 1 through 5. 5, you're the Virgin Mary, and you go straight to see Jesus. Level 1 is you're Adolf Hitler, and now you got to make up for your problems and your sins and your crimes and everything else, and then the other levels in between, depending on how bad you were. But there is no such thing as God sending you a place of fire and pain, and I don't believe in any of that. But I do believe
that sounds like purgatory.
Well, it may be. There are different stages of purgatory, but the point I'm trying to make is that the guy is reading the Bible, word for word, and a lot of it is not understandable by humans, by us. And what he's saying though is, you shouldn't commit adultery. All right, if you commit it, doesn't mean you're going to hell. But like he said, when.
That's not the point.
Well, it is the point. Adam, let me ask you a question. What faith are you? Do you have a faith?
No.
Do you have a faith?
That's not the point either. So
Are you an atheist?
No, I'm agnostic.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
So I'll explain to you what the point is, right? The point is that his argument was that Trump is using his agenda to restore certain aspects of Scripture in our society. And
yeah, I'm a Trump supporter and don't believe any of that.
Right. Well, then there you go.
I mean, I just don't. I think that God is too merciful to condemn somebody like that and punish them like that. What you do is you go. This book said, God, I wish I knew the name of it. I'll try to find out and get it to you. And you read it, man. It makes you understand everything so clearly. I got in trouble one time after I'm retired from the military, but I got in trouble with the law, and I asked my priest and the Catholic Church that I supported and helped rebuild, when they wanted to build a new building, to come and give me communion. And he didn't even have the time to do that for me. So I lost a lot of faith in that, and I went to a non-denominational church with my grandson, and it was so much freer and so much, and it talked about God and everything else and scriptures and things like that, but it didn't judge nobody. It didn't do any of that stuff. And I dug it, man. I thought it was really good. They had the band playing, people were drinking coffee or whatever while they were listening to the sermon. I thought it was really good. But I feel really bad for some of you people that wrote in that said, Jesus is this and Jesus. I mean, I because if you don't believe in him, man, you're doomed, bro. You're going to level
that's the
one.
Great part of our country, right? Is that
hey, you have the right to do that.
Whatever they want to believe.
Absolutely, I agree 110%.
And they can say whatever they want to say. So
I agree 110%, but I'd like to try to save them from my 67 years of knowledge and my belief that they could save themselves a lot of suffering and get it on a higher level in purgatory than to, drop to level 1 and be there with Mussolini and Hitler. I mean, they're not living in fire and hell. I don't believe that. I believe that they're comfortable and they're loved by God and everything else, but they're nowhere near close to actually seeing the real place. And I kind of believe in that. I don't know what your faith is. Don't tell me. I don't really care what it is, but I hope that you believe that Jesus is the way of the truth and the life. And he came here and did a lot of great things, and people still didn't believe it. And these are people that seen it. They seen him raise people from the dead. I mean, and they still don't believe it. I mean, to me, that's unbelievable. But do I trust the Catholic Church? No, I don't. And I was grown up in it. I went to Catholic school. I was an altar boy. Yeah, no, I was never molested.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I just thought I'd throw that in there because there's a lot about that.
That says a lot about organized religion that you have to give that.
Well, you know what? Organized religion, I like the non-denominational church I went to. I was comfortable there. I was welcome there. They talked about God and Christ and I like that. But there are some people out there that just believe in this old school theory that hey, everything that's written down, it was written down by humans, humans that supposedly saw these things. And I don't know, man. I just hope that there are some of you followers out there that badmouth Christ. And I mean, I feel for them because they're really not doing themselves any kind of favors.
All right, thanks for calling in, dude. Appreciate it. Really quick, in the chat, guys, this guy's Sport Talk with Tony is really triggered in the chat. He's saying, don't donate to this guy. So he just reminded me I'm going to start a new goal. Can we complete this goal? We have not completed a goal. If you are enjoying the content every single day, would appreciate supporting the goal on behalf of Sport Talk Tony. He's really triggered. Tony, by the way, I'm on multiple platforms, so you're never going to stop me, Tony. I just want you to understand that. And the fact that you have Conor McGregor as your profile picture when he's like isn't Conor McGregor a civilly liable rapist in Ireland? Didn't Conor McGregor get found civilly liable of rape in Ireland? Or I'm pretty sure I recall Conor McGregor being found to have, according to the law in Ireland, raped a woman. The fact that that's your profile picture speaks absolute volumes. Trump supporter and Conor McGregor as your profile picture. Enough said. Enough said right there. Bro's favorite fighter is a grapist and his favorite politician is a grapist. That makes a ton of sense. Are you seeing a trend here, folks? I'm starting to see a trend. He had Conor McGregor as his profile picture. Conor McGregor as his profile picture, and he's crying about me in the chat and advocating for Trump. Who was the last person that called? I don't even know. What was that last number?
Call from
Blocked Josh.
Josh, if you're here to complain about being blocked, I'm not interested. Really quick, Milagro, thank you so much for the $5 on Venmo, Milagro. I really appreciate it, Milagro. Yeah, you guys can also support on Venmo and Cash App. What's up, Josh? Are you here to complain about being blocked?
No, I'm the one that got blocked.
Josh, there's been a lot of people who have been blocked. What did you get blocked for?
I can't remember what I said. It was 10 minutes ago. I've been in and out of the conversation because I had other stuff going on.
Are you a Trump supporter, Josh?
Yeah, I would say I'm a Trump supporter.
Tony's now making new accounts to come in here.
Couple of months.
Tony's making new accounts to come in here and cry.
Don't donate to this guy.
So go ahead, Josh. Why do you support Trump right now?
I guess I like the America First message more than anything. I think this place doesn't really work for a lot of people who are established and try to do things. I think it works for big business, and I'm not generally for big business. Mostly I just want to see ordinary Americans do well for themselves, be able to live the American dream.
So you think Iran is a good example of Trump's America First policy?
No.
So then he's not America.
I don't have to. I don't have to agree
first.
with everything. I don't have to agree with everything that's been done.
No, but the problem is listen, Tony. The problem is is that
I'm not Tony.
Oh, what's your name again? Jake or something?
Josh.
The point is that the issues we're discussing, I had a conversation about this earlier on TikTok, are line in the sand issues. You don't get to just skip over like illegally attacking and invading another country, right? You don't get to do that. That's not how this works.
It's been going on since World War II, man. Since the end of World War II, this country has gone into any country it wants that it thinks it can propagate its empire.
Any president?
So
it hasn't happened with every president.
Not every president. I said every engagement we've been in since World War II has been done illegally. There's been no declaration of war.
Well, just because there's not a declaration of war doesn't mean there's not resolutions that were passed. So the global war on terror, for instance, I would argue, yes, was predicated on a lie, but the difference is Congress passed a resolution, right? In this case, Congress has not authorized this war in any way. Okay?
Yeah, but the War Powers Act is unconstitutional.
That's incorrect. So
no, it is unconstitutional.
It absolutely isn't. But we can get into that, and I'll prove you wrong right now. What is the primary objective of the conflict that justifies a hostility defense?
Say that again.
What is the primary objective of the conflict that justifies a hostility defense?
Are you talking about in Iran?
Yeah, the country we're talking about. Yes.
There is no justification to go into Iran.
So what you're admitting is that the president lied about an imminent threat to attack another country, and you're claiming that's not unconstitutional?
He's not shown any proof. I don't know if he's lied or not.
No, I can prove that he's lied.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's very easy.
So you've seen no nuclear activity in Iran in the last 20 years?
So, first of all, no, Iran does not have nuclear weapons. Do you know the history here?
It's not about nuclear weapons. It's about the proliferation of nuclear weapons.
Yes, it's about enriching uranium to weapons grade. Dude, I know a lot about this. I'm trying to explain to you. Do you understand what we did specifically prior to this operation in Iran? This isn't the first time we conducted a military operation under Trump's term.
Yeah, I know. We went and we bombed their facilities.
Right.
And then Trump came out and said, we took all their nuclear capabilities and we took them down to zero, and then we do this. I'm not agreeing with this.
So wait, was the president lying about obliterating their capabilities then, or is he lying about them planning to attack the United States during the negotiations and being 2 weeks away from nuclear weapons now? What was he lying?
I don't know.
So again,
probably both.
So this is how I prove that he's lying, right? Clearly he's lying at some point. It doesn't matter when. He's either lying then or he's lying now. It's clear he's lying now. Okay, it's very obvious. You don't claim to conduct an operation, claim to obliterate. We know for sure these sites were obliterated. There's images that show they were a hole in the ground after these.
So the sites
bombings
did exist.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So then was he justified the first time in doing it?
So then that becomes a question, right? Militarily justified? Did he accomplish like getting rid of their enriched uranium? No, they're still in possession of it according to the administration. So no, I don't believe that it was a successful, well-planned operation. I think what Donald Trump is not justified in is tearing up a diplomatic agreement in the JCPOA and then claiming he could negotiate a better agreement, instead opting for the military action we're talking about now, claiming that operation was a success, and then claiming it's a primary objective months later. You have to have the entire picture to understand, right?
And I'm not disagreeing with you in that aspect. What I'm telling you is we've elected a president who can do whatever he wants for the next 4 years. Or maybe he can't do whatever he wants, but he's going to try to get away with as much as he can. Every president does that. The only reason why you have a problem with this now is because you don't like Trump.
You're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point.
Donald, we have a diplomatic agreement in place. Regardless of your criticisms of said agreement, allows for the most intrusive inspections we've ever had historically in regards to Iran. Donald Trump tears that agreement up, claiming he can negotiate a better one. Instead, opts for the military action you're referring to in Operation Midnight Hammer. Wouldn't have been necessary had we had the previous agreement still in place. Donald Trump claims we obliterated their capabilities, and that's better than having the JCPOA because now we know they can't develop nuclear weapons, and then claimed it was a primary objective months later. He, the Secretary of State, and Tulsi Gabbard all said different things when it comes to whether or not they are developing nuclear weapons. I find that kind of troublesome too. Let's talk about what Tulsi Gabbard said, right? She's the director of national intelligence, okay? She stated Iran is not currently or has been developing a nuclear weapon. Could not provide that there was an imminent threat in the next 90 days. There was a hearing in March. I don't know if you know this, if you actually, did you listen to the House Intel Committee hearing? Did you hear her say
I didn't.
that Iran
I don't
had
have all
not
day to
rebuilt its nuclear
watch
weapon
everything on
program
C-SPAN.
after? Okay, but she specifically said Iran had not rebuilt its nuclear weapons program after the 2025 strikes, Operation Midnight Hammer, and that Iran had not resumed its pre-2003 nuclear weapons-related work anyway. Right? Then she said it again. She said rushing to build out its nuclear weapons program is not happening. Right? It's not even possible to build these programs within the time period that he's claiming it occurred. But furthermore, they don't have the missile technology to reach the United States. We know they're not currently in possession of nuclear weapons. So then what becomes the imminent threat? The president claims that Iran was going to attack them in the middle of negotiations. That's not fucking true. That's a fucking lie. And that's impeachable.
Mm-hmm. Well, then get the people elected to impeach him. Like, what I'm telling you is that it doesn't matter if he lies or not.
Yes, it does.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, so that's your answer? There's nothing we can do about it, so just ignore it?
After the election and the Democrats take over and then they throw a bunch of nonsense out and get him impeached.
Wait, would it be nonsense?
What I'm telling you...
Wait, you just said a bunch of nonsense.
Of course, it's absolute nonsense.
Then why did you just concede to what I just said? You just conceded to what I just said, so it wouldn't be nonsense. You just conceded that he lied. He lied about the justification to attack another country. Do you know why it's important to ask congressional
They all lie to
authorization and not
justify
just brief the
attacking
guy
other
that made-
countries. You just don't like it that he did
So wait,
it.
is it okay to do what Richard Nixon did then? Is it okay to do what
Was
other
it okay
presidents have
for
done?
Obama to blow up a bunch of civilians with drones?
So a bunch of civilians.
Did you have a problem with that one?
So what you're referring to is a American citizen, right, being killed in the presence of the number 2 most wanted terrorist in the world. I don't have to.
More
finish?
drone killings than... No, you've been talking this whole time.
Well, then don't make claims that are not true and not let me rebut. Here's the point of this conversation. You fucking conceded that he lied about the justification for war. Saying other presidents have done it is
all
not a
lied.
fucking... Listen, saying other presidents have done it is not a pass for articles of impeachment. If a president lies about the justification... Okay, so if we had known... So let's prove this, right? So let's say we had known George Bush currently lied about the war in Iraq and Afghanistan when he was still in power. Would he have been
You
impeached?
mean weapons of mass destruction? Yeah, that was a lie.
And would he have been impeached? The
Sure,
answer is
but they
yes.
never impeached him. Why?
Because they did... Wait, that didn't come out until after the fact. Didn't come out until after
Bullshit.
the fact. Oh, yes, the fuck it did. And Republicans,
We
by
were
the way...
talking about that before the tanks even hit into Iraq.
Not Republicans, they weren't.
I know you were in like middle
Not
school when that
Republicans
happened, but
were.
I remember.
Yeah, I was a kid when 9/11 happened, yeah. But Republicans, okay, have repeatedly shown an unwillingness to hold presidents accountable who make these decisions. But by the way, that situation's different because Congress passed a resolution in that case. In this case, he bypassed congressional authorization completely. So they're completely different circumstances. That was a bipartisan decision to go to war in Iraq. That was a bipartisan decision to go to war in Afghanistan. This was not a bipartisan decision. You already conceded he lied.
I would say the bipartisan decision was more derelict than this one-sided decision.
How
because
so?
you had a single group of people that used a tragedy to invade a country that had no reason to be invaded. That's the failure of the two-party system. That's the real failure. This is America we're talking about.
Wait, which country are we talking about that you just referred to specifically?
Iraq.
Okay. So in this case, right, Republicans have repeatedly tried to leverage the liberation of the Iranian people as a justification for this war. Repeatedly.
Yeah.
They claimed that the American people were in danger had we not conducted these operations. Right? We have the evidence we didn't have back then. If Republicans truly wanted to, they could impeach him. If they had a backbone, they could impeach him. There was bipartisan support for those wars back then because they leveraged the attacks at 9/11 to get the American people to support the conflict. That's not the same case here. We don't have the same climate.
Why do you think Republicans won't do that?
Because I think Republicans.
What is the point?
Because I think
Okay,
Republicans are loyalists, party loyalists, and they are, besides a few of them, like Thomas Massey and a couple people like that. But even that, he's more or less voted with Republicans, right? Votes with Republicans majority of the time. So even the ones that kind of, step out of line every once in a while, Trump, ostracizes them and calls them a rhino. Republicans, for the most part, fall in line with the party message. They just do.
What is the point of a political party?
Manny, thank you so much. Said, hey Adam, this one is for Tony the Troglodyte. Thank you, Manny. Appreciate it. Hey Tony, Manny just sent a $5 super chat. Cry about it. Guys, I think, I would appreciate contributing to the gifting goal. If you do enjoy the lives, consider becoming a member of the channel. Support the content if you watch every day. Hit the thumbs up button. Please make sure you are subscribed if you're new here so you don't miss future lives. What's your question?
What is the point of a political party?
Yes, I understand what your point is, but what I'm saying is there has been you
didn't answer my question.
What? To advocate for
what
a
is the
particular
point?
set of
What is
beliefs? I mean, that's what
No.
the point of a political party is, yes.
The point of a political party is to win elections.
Okay,
that is
listen,
why
I'm not worried about the way you characterize it. The point is this: Republicans.
No, that's the definition.
Republicans have lost the plot, and they've become a party that doesn't stand up for what's right. They've become a party that follows Trump, and a lot of it's out of fear. If you dare to step up, if you call Trump out and say this war is illegal, he does what he's doing to Massey right now, right?
Yeah, because they want to stay in office. The point of the point of the party is to stay elected.
So are you justifying them not doing anything? I'm just telling you it supports articles of impeachment and
I'm
Republicans
telling
Congress.
you why they do it. I'm not justifying it.
But you are, in a sense, justifying.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you why they are doing it.
Here's the problem.
Understanding why. Understanding.
You're downplaying.
No, I'm not
downplaying. Saying,
it.
oh well, we've always done this shit. Oh well, blah blah blah, and we haven't always done this. As I stated, you're skipping the point of like passing a resolution and bypassing congressional authorization. That's the distinct difference between these two conflicts. Not sure why you keep mentioning GWAT.
Yeah, but has Trump attacked Iran after the 90-day deadline?
He's threatening to right now.
So, what is the threat?
Oh, he's definitely going to attack him again because do you know what the latest response to the proposal was through the Pakistani negotiator?
Why don't you tell me?
Do you know?
No, I don't. Tell me.
They are miles away from an agreement. They're farther away than they were when they were initially negotiating, which is why, from the beginning, I advocated for diplomacy and said military conflict only further complicates this situation. Do you know why?
Absolutely.
Do you know
why? I
why?
don't disagree with you on that.
They want a regional de-escalation before they're even willing to address nuclear deployment. They don't even want to talk about the nuclear deployment part of this negotiation because they want you to stop bombing them first. They want to know that they're not under the threat of strikes if they don't abide by your framework. So they're rejecting those talks, right? All of those broader issues until there's a complete regional de-escalation.
Okay, well, they should stop shooting missiles into Arab states.
And the United States should stop attacking them. These are all retaliatory.
We've not attacked them in the last, 28 days?
Wow, no, there was a blockade in Project Freedom in the Strait of Hormuz, and they tried to claim those were two separate operations, which they're not, but that's besides the point. Regardless, the point is this. We're getting off topic. The point is this. The consequences you're witnessing are a direct result of the decision to do this. We know for sure Donald Trump lied, right? We know that. That's the proof is there, okay? You got people in the administration all saying different things. You have a history since he tore up the JCPOA that involves military strikes that he claimed were successful and then claims it's a primary objective. You have information from our intelligence agencies that directly contradict statements he makes in front of the press, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he should be removed for this decision, plain and simple.
Well, they will try to do that after the November election.
You're right, they will.
So, and that will put this country in even deeper turmoil.
See, you don't want him held accountable. I knew it. You don't want him held accountable.
I didn't say I didn't want him held accountable.
You don't want to.
I don't think there's anything to hold accountable to. He does the same thing every other president that goes into a country without resolution or without Congress
he
authority.
bypassed congressional authorization to conduct a full-scale war.
He conducted a full-scale war within 60 days and then stopped.
Doesn't matter. There was no hostility defense. There's no imminent
There was no
threat.
hostility defense before when he dropped the Moabs and the bombs in 2025.
This has been, an extended period of time in which he's conducted several military operations within a 60-day period, right? By the way, do you even know what are we doing militarily right now? Like, he's spending all our money, all our taxpayer money right now, U.S. lives. People are dying actively because of this conflict. What are we doing militarily? Forget the diplomacy. What are we doing militarily to prevent them from possessing these capabilities? Emily, thank you so much. Emily. Thank you, Emily.
I don't think we've done anything in the last country in the last 30 days.
So are
you negating your own argument?
So a president spent billions and billions of dollars, cost the lives of multiple U.S. service members, and he shouldn't be impeached?
I didn't say he shouldn't be impeached.
Yeah, you did.
I said he hasn't done anything impeachable yet. He has not conducted his operation past the 90-day limit.
Okay, I would tell you really quick, just so you know something really quick. He's done multiple things that are impeachable.
Sure.
Yeah.
So did Obama. So did Clinton.
No.
So did Reagan.
Yeah, but not to the extent that Donald Trump has.
No, this is about Orange Man bad, and you don't like him, so you want him out, and that's fine. You can have that opinion. That's not a problem. I'm saying that what... The problem is that you're unwilling to...
So hold on.
Go ahead.
You're talking about the 60-day limit as if he's allowed to do whatever he wants within 60 days. That's not true. It is with a legitimate hostility defense, meaning a country is actively preparing to attack the United States, and there is no time to come to a resolution. That's why the president has that limited authority, not to do whatever he wants because he feels like it. If I can prove that he's lied about the justification for the war, then he should be impeached for the billions of dollars he spent, for the multiple lives he's cost. That's it.
Sure,
period.
but you can't prove it.
I can prove it. I just did.
No, you don't have the documentation. You are not privy to whatever secret stuff he can come up with.
You don't need to for impeachment proceedings. I'll call in Tulsi Gabbard, who's the director of national intelligence, who already testified that Iran is not currently developing nuclear weapons, right? And that they had not rebuilt their nuclear weapons program. That contradicts what the president said. So there's clearly intelligence to back up that statement. So clearly the president's lying. Furthermore, I would reference the fact that they already conducted a military operation to destroy these facilities, right? I would point that out. I'd point out the fact that the Secretary of State claimed that Israel was actually planning an attack, and these were preemptive strikes to prevent Israel from attacking U.S. military bases. You could point all these things out and very much prove meet the burden of proof to impeach him. It wouldn't be difficult at all. And he will, in fact, be impeached. But there are better things to impeach him on, in my opinion. But and there are a lot of things to impeach him on. You know, the Epstein stuff he could be impeached on as well, right?
No, probably.
Yeah.
He can be impeached for anything.
But could
he be impeached for jaywalking?
Could he be removed for these things? I'm talking about things
if
that
he's broken the law, yes.
Well, in the case of the Epstein files, they have broken the law extensively. Extensively. Their effort to interfere with the release of the Epstein files has clearly broken the law.
Well, to be determined.
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you something I know for sure. If there's a new attorney general that gets appointed, I'll make this guaranteed to every Trump supporter here right now, and you can mark my words and come back when this happens. And if it doesn't, you can say you were wrong. Absent a pardon, a new attorney general will absolutely prosecute people in the Department of Justice for what they've done during this administration. 100%.
A Democrat attorney general? Is that what you're saying when you say new, or are you saying a new Trump appointee?
They're not supposed to be Democrat or Republican. They're not.
It doesn't matter. Everybody's either something or the other in that city.
Well, no. In Trump's case, he appoints people who are his personal attorney, and that's clearly a conflict of interest. But that's not the case for every president. Presidents are supposed to remain, separated. There's supposed to be a line in the sand there. Donald Trump hasn't maintained that line in the sand, but let's say Democrats appoint, I don't know, Jack Smith, cough, cough, or they appoint, I don't know, anyone, and that person decides to come in and leverage that law that was passed by Congress, absolutely could prosecute Todd Blanche, Pam Bondi, and multiple other people for obstruction of justice. This is a law that was passed by Congress. You know that, right? It's not up for
we will see.
It's a law, right? You understand it's a law, right?
It might be a law. There's lots of laws that aren't followed by politicians.
We're not just talking about politicians. We're talking about the executive branch of the government using their power, right, to protect the president from potentially being exposed for engaging in criminal conduct. That is serious shit, dude. That is really serious shit. What's the primary obligation of the Department of Justice as a department? What do you think?
To enforce the law.
And what else?
To enforce the law.
To protect
That's what the executive branch.
To protect
the executive branch
of the American public is the role of the Department of Justice to uphold the law, not just to enforce, to uphold the law, and protect the interests of the American public. And they are not actively doing that.
So you're an ICE supporter then?
A what supporter?
You support ICE?
Hell no.
Well, see?
How did you get that?
It's all gray area.
Wait.
Well, they're to protect the American public, right?
But they're breaking the law also. This is also stuff that people could be criminally prosecuted for. This administration has broken the law on a number of levels. Greg Bovino, right? He could be criminally prosecuted. The former was running the Department of Homeland Security there, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, and now Tom Homan.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when the Democrats take over. Well, I don't think you support ICE, but if the executive branch is to, and the Department of Justice is to protect American citizens, I'm pretty sure ICE was doing that.
No, they weren't.
Other than the fact that
they killed American
Other than the fact that, they did. People that interfered with their
Really? Alex Preddy
Yeah.
interfered with them?
Yeah, I think he grabbed somebody that they were trying to arrest, didn't he?
No. They shoved a girl on the ground. He tried to help her up. And by the way, grabbing someone they're trying to arrest that wouldn't justify his execution. So they shoved,
No, it doesn't.
They shoved a woman on the ground. He tried to help her up. They pepper sprayed. They were pepper spraying her. They grabbed him and tried to throw him.
Was
to
he
the ground.
armed? I can't remember.
Yes.
He was armed, right?
Yeah, he was legally exercising his constitutional right to carry.
That's right.
Right.
He
And,
was.
and what happened? The federal
killed for
government,
it.
federal agents took the firearm off his person and executed
It went
him
off in the hand.
No,
it went off in the hand.
didn't. No,
it did.
The firearm never went off. No, it didn't. Wait,
It
first
did.
of all-
You can watch the
first of all,
video,
if
sir.
excuse me. If you think that's true, I'm just going to tell you right now that wouldn't justify his death, but that's not what happened. They pulled the
It
firearm
doesn't
off
justify
him,
his death,
yelled
but
gun,
it
and then
makes
started
it-
shooting him. No, it doesn't make anything. That person would still go to prison. The firearm's not on his person. He pulled the firearm off and ran away from him. He didn't stand
In the
next to him.
confusion, I know. In the confusion, horrible things happened.
No.
He shouldn't have been there. Neither should the woman that got pushed down.
No.
Like, fight the law in court, not while they're enforcing the law.
Well, do you know why we can't fight the law in court? Because the federal government is also isolating the state from successfully prosecuting these cases. They blocked Minnesota out of these investigations. Did you know that? Did you know that
I didn't
Minnesota
know
is
that.
now trying to actively prosecute ICE agents? There was just a second one indicted yesterday. A second ICE agent just got indicted yesterday.
So the federal government is keeping them from indicting people, but they're indicting people.
In cases of homicide, right, the federal government controlled those investigations, including the crime scene, evidence, interviews, and otherwise. And yes, if the federal government refuses to cooperate with the state and takes over that case and says they have jurisdiction over that case because it involved a federal officer, then yes, it is very difficult for the state to successfully prosecute that person. Unless, obviously, you have a new, Department of Justice. But right now you have a case where these people are clearly doing everything they can to keep Minnesota out of the evidence. That's the problem. Doesn't mean they'll never be prosecuted, right? There's no statute of limitations when it comes to homicide. So it's very possible that someone decides to indict them in the future. But and that, again, absent a pardon, because I think it's likely Trump pardons these ICE agents as well. Minnesota's hands are tied, but you don't. You're don't tell me we argue it in court when Minnesota can't even have access to the crime scene. I went down to where Alex Preddy was murdered. I stood right in the exact spot he was murdered, and there was a guy standing there who was he was basically like a military guy, and he went to the VA. Alex Preddy was a VA nurse, and he was telling me about, like, what the crime scene was like and all of this, blah, blah, blah. And there was another guy that I spoke to the next day at the courthouse that actually was present there with a camera and said he took multiple photographs. They had it, like, tied off. They blocked everyone out, right? And they had it tied off, didn't let anyone have access to the evidence. Really fishy shit.
Sure.
And again, it's not sure. It's deeply troubling. In normal cases, the feds would have no problem with the state, like doing this investigation in cooperation with state investigators, right?
Why didn't the state help the federal government detain illegal immigrants?
Because that's not the job of the state to do. It is the job of the Department of Homeland Security. What are you talking about? It is the job of the ICE agents. But the problem is that ICE agents overstepped their authority. They were assaulting. They were unlawfully searching and seizing. They were doing all sorts of shit that was illegal, dude. They were punching people in the face. They were giving people the finger. I watched ICE agents give Nazi salutes. Okay?
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it on that one.
Listen, you can. All I encourage you to do, go watch my videos on here and on TikTok, and just search my name on TikTok and type in ICE, and you will see them come out in a big line in the middle of the night and start fighting with us. Do you think that's appropriate for federal agents to come out dressed in fatigues and come out and start physically fighting with American citizens who are exercising their constitutional right to free speech?
If you're obstructing and
We
using
were on
violence
the
against
sidewalk.
them, yeah,
Dude,
probably.
what do you mean we weren't
That's
obstructing?
okay.
Hold on.
Hey,
Hold on.
if you
hold on,
say
hold
you're
on,
not
hold on.
obstructing, that's fine.
Hold on.
But
we were
what I see
standing
is
on the
obstruction.
side. I want to explain the circumstance. We were on the sidewalk, holding signs and chanting and protesting like we have a right to do. They would come out, turn a big floodlight on, line up with their billy clubs and their fucking pepper spray, and start walking towards us, and then beat the shit out of everybody. That's
Who
what
are
they
you
did.
in between them and who was behind
We were
you?
on the sidewalk. They're coming out of the Whipple Federal Building where they were holding these prisoners.
So you were in front of a
We
federal
were on
building.
the sidewalk, on a public
Okay.
sidewalk, protesting, which is our right to do, in front of the
Yes.
Whipple Federal Building in Minnesota. I have about a bunch of videos on my page. You can go watch them. We stood on the sidewalk, and they would come out in the middle of the night. They would come out every 45 minutes, and they would fight.
Did anyone in your group signal any kind of hostility towards them that would justify them doing something like that?
No.
I mean,
No,
maybe not you.
ICE was very directly provoking the fight. Eventually, it reached a point where it was ugly, but that's because ICE was doing what they were doing. People are going to defend themselves, right? You come across the street and you just start pushing people for no fucking reason, you're going to have a problem, right? I mean, there were American citizens being held and detained, having their property taken off them, held and detained inside a federal building with ICE agents who have no fucking jurisdiction over them whatsoever. Literally no jurisdiction. And they're holding them inside a fucking prison cell for undocumented immigrants?
Are they still there?
No, but that's not the point.
Yeah, I know it's not the point. The thing is, now I have to get going because I have a concert to go to.
You need to rethink this. I can tell that you're bothered by this. You need to start rethinking your political position, dude. I'm not here
I'm not
going to
rethink my political position because a lot of the stuff you guys agree with, I vehemently don't agree with. I don't agree
That doesn't
with.
mean you have to support Trump. You shouldn't be voting Republican until they get this straightened out. And that's just
I have to support the person who keeps me and my family from becoming a communist country.
Yeah.
Socialist country, and you might not. Oh, there's plenty of
Give me a
communists.
communist. Give me an example of a communist in government.
Bernie Sanders is
He's
a
a
pretty good
socialist.
example.
He's a democratic
AOC.
socialist.
That's then you're missing words there, my
No,
friend.
I'm not. They're two different things. He's a socialist. He's not a
He
fucking
couldn't run as a communist and win, but as a
Oh, but he can
socialist,
run
he
as a
believes in
socialist?
95% communist ideals.
No,
he
there's
can,
a difference between
he can become a senator.
There's a difference between a democratic socialist and a socialist because you still accept some form of capitalism.
And the fact that Hillary Clinton stole a primary from him doesn't bother you.
What are you talking about? Stole a primary. Oh, you're talking about from Bernie Sanders. Wait, now you care about our primaries? So you wanted Bernie to win?
No, I didn't want Bernie to win.
then why do
I'm
you
saying
care?
your party is just as crooked as any other party.
I just think it's funny you guys try and leverage dude, I supported Bernie Sanders, right? I supported Bernie
Good
Sanders.
for you.
I have major but
Are you a communist?
You trying to leverage. Bernie Sanders
Are
is
you
not
a
fucking
communist?
He's a socialist.
Are you a communist? I'm asking you. Are you a communist?
No, I'm more of a democratic socialist.
What is more than, or you're more of?
Because I operate in
you're not willing to
if you let
force
me
people
finish.
into labor camps?
So wait, I don't think you know what communism is. What is communism?
Communism is complete control of the means of production by the state.
Okay, and what is socialism?
Socialism is using businesses to control the means of production for the state.
Yeah, not really, but you're close.
So, yeah, I'm pretty close.
Tell me how Bernie Sanders, who give me someone other than the obvious Bernie Sanders. Give me one other person you would say is a communist in our current political system.
AOC.
Again, not a communist. Not a communist. Very much not a communist. Not even close. Do you know the difference between
Does she want the state to control the means of production?
She is a democratic socialist.
Does she want the state to control the means of production?
She is a democratic
That's
socialist.
not what she said.
Do you know what a democratic socialist is?
a person that wants democracy to vote in people that will control the production of
You still don't know what a democratic socialist is. You're majorly confused. But communism
we're
is not
voting for communism.
Communism's not a governing principle anywhere in this country. There's no takeover of communism happening. And by the way,
it's an economic principle used by strongmen to take over the means of production.
How is the economic principle we're using right now working out for the American population?
This is not true capitalism either, my friend.
How's capital?
This is socialism on the Republican side. It's government. It's government control of the means of production.
Did you guys hear what he said? He wants true capitalism. He doesn't want this capitalism. He says socialism is to blame for the people suffering from substance use disorder that you guys claim are on the side
Elon
of the street.
making people suffer? Is Elon making people suffer?
Yeah, all billionaires
Republican
make people suffer.
Socialism, my friend.
All billionaires
it's the same
make people
thing.
Suffer.
You
can't have
wealth is not
billionaires
finite.
without suffering. You can't have billionaires without economic pain. You
Wealth
have one
is not
supporter,
finite.
though. It's Matt Chu. Listen, it's not a...
I got to go.
Okay.
It was good talking to you, though, man.
All right, bye. You had one guy, Matt Chu. The communist fear-mongering in 2026 is crazy. True capitalism. This is not true capitalism, he says. The last thing this country needs is more capitalism. Oh, Lordy. No, what he's saying, let's be super clear. I'll break down his argument, okay? I'll simplify his argument. His argument is, I am willing to ignore fascism because I have fallen victim to the fear-mongering about communism and socialism. That is his argument. I have fallen victim to the fear-mongering perpetuated by the Republican Party about socialism and communism, and therefore I'm allowed, or I feel that I should ignore fascism for the greater good. He's ignoring fascism. Listen to that. Ignoring fascism for the greater good, folks. ICE was definitely being hostile. Guys, they were holding signs that literally said shit like, we're doing this for Lake and Riley and shit. Like, you know, they were clearly provoking people. It's everyone saw it. There's no disputing it. The only people who don't know this are the people who didn't watch. Nicholas, no one in here identified as a liberal, okay? Especially not me. I am farther left than liberals. But I just think it's funny that you guys fearmonger about communism. It's just funny as fuck to me. And you really don't even understand, like, communism. So, like, I don't understand why you're so against it. It's crazy, like, to watch how successful they have been at indoctrinating people in our... Because, honestly, like, you have people making $50,000 a year defending billionaires, with the idea that they could one day achieve the same thing. Don't prevent me from achieving billionaire status or millionaire status, or if they achieve that status, that the government's going to come in and take it away from them. You know what the American dream is? What is the American dream? What is the American dream? It's an illusion. It's an illusion. This is a foundational belief of our country, right? That anyone, regardless of their background, can achieve prosperity. As long as you work hard, you can eventually reach this status. Do you think that's attainable for most Americans? No. I work part-time at FedEx. A lot of people there support Trump. That's weird. That's weird as fuck. You're never going to become a millionaire. Can I just be very straightforward with you? Serena, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Okay? I really do. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But they're all stupid. It's just the reality, folks. What the fuck? They are all delusional, man. It's just a fact. All right, guys, I'm getting off. I'm popping off. You're more likely to end up houseless, yes. No, you're not reaching millionaire status, okay? It's all bullshit. The quicker we realize that, the better off we'll be. But we've got to realize that. These fucking billionaires all went to China on this summit, you know, and they're just laughing in our face. People like Howard Lutnick laughing in our face. The fact that people are actually convinced Trump gives a shit about them. He just directly said he doesn't care about their finances, and they still support it. Oh, my God. Thomas Massie lost? Wait, Thomas Massie's going to lose? CNN is projecting that Thomas Massie will lose. Thomas Massie has conceded Kentucky's Republican primary for the 4th Congressional District. Holy shit. He fucking lost. Holy fuck. Wow. I'm shocked about that. I would have picked him there. I really thought. Oh, man. That's surprising to me. I did not think he was going to lose that. I did not think he was going to lose. Holy fuck. Thomas Massie has conceded. Let's see if we can pull this up really quick. Hold on, folks. Yep.
We have a projection to make in Kentucky. CNN can now project that Ed Gallrein will win the Republican primary against Thomas Massie for the 4th Congressional District in Kentucky. Harry, this call came a lot earlier than pretty much anybody had thought it might come. And it certainly came a lot earlier than it has in prior years when there have been primaries in Kentucky. You, however, were not surprised.
I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all, because the bottom line is this. Donald Trump is the general of the Republican Party, and the Republican primary voters are his soldiers. And if you look at Thomas Massie, you can see it very clearly. You look in 2020, 2022, 2024, he was getting 75%, upwards of 81% of the primary vote in 2020. And today, he gets less than 50% of the vote. That's the story.
That is incredible, because you look at it so consistent time after time after time, and then wow, look at tonight.
Scott Jennings, you're know Kentucky well. Surprised at all?
No, not surprised. I actually live in the 4th.
Well, of course you're not surprised, you fucking Trump bootlicking freak.
congressional district, so I've been on the receiving end of all this mail and TV ads and text.
Fucking Scott Jennings with a passion, dude. He's so you fucking Trump bootlicker. He lost because of MAGA, folks. That's why he fucking lost. Okay? He lost because of MAGA. That's why he lost.
Messages, and the money really did pour in. It was the most expensive U.S. House primary in American history. And money came in from all corners of the Republican Party and the conservative movement to defeat Thomas Massie. Now, they followed the president's lead on this. You know, what's the old song? You don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Trump in a Republican primary. And that's
here, folks, you don't mess around with Trump. Republicans have no fucking integrity.
What Thomas Massie has done by becoming his chief antagonist in the U.S. House, and this became really a referendum on, is Thomas Massie on the team or not? And Trump said he wasn't, and the voters followed.
Oh, listen, I mean,
just got a little more pure MAGA.
You said he was kind of MAGA before MAGA.
Yeah, when I worked for the
Massie, listen, don't get me wrong, Massie's scum too, but he's a little less MAGA than this guy. This guy's a fucking complete MAGA bootlicker too. Jesus. MAGA boot. I just fucking hate MAGA, man. All right. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I can't stand Scott Jennings. He's a complete asshole. Take care, everybody.